So in another adventure of Xylund and Gayle, late night D&D After Dark. This episode entitled, Gayle is always right, except when he's not. Xylund and Gayle make their way back across the continent of Akari, headed to Hollowacre and Uthalu. It is an evening of tales told, of new meat experiences, reconnecting with old friends, and meeting some new ones. We hope you enjoy. Hooray! Half an hour later.
20 minutes, 18 minutes.
You always gotta be right, don't you?
Yep, that's me.
Well, do you want to recap the last adventure then, in case I get it wrong?
We saw a play, learned about Sugo the Voiceless and what's-his-face the voiced.
Avacris the Mighty.
Yeah, that was
Let's
it.
show a little respect for the dead, please.
But was he dead? Spoiler. Oh yeah, he got his heart ripped out. And then I broke up the burgeoning romance between Gayle and this dwarf we had no chance with.
That's a little harsh.
Well, he didn't. I just saved him heartache down the road. Rana, her name. I forged a bond between Rana and Nodoran the Bard. Bought some plays, learned some stuff. I'm still feeling weak as a kitten.
Yeah.
Took too many drugs.
And then...
And drank.
Yep. So, it's kind of your fault.
Well, trying to play in character.
Uh-huh. Alright.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Then we left, and we were heading towards... Well, we just walked out the gates on our way to... I think the plan was to go... I know we ran over this at the end of the last one, but we were going to go to... We decided that going to... I could just go straight to Hollowacre, or I had to go to Northshire first, and then go to Hollowacre.
You don't have to go to Northshire first. They're both in the same general direction.
Okay.
Hollowacre is further north than Northshire. Northshire is a little closer to Greylock. But
if there was a chance that I could get lost trying to find Hollowacre without going to Northshire first, correct?
There's a chance. Northshire would be the largest area that you know of that you could find fairly easily, that you could get supplies and information.
And I figured that the extra time it would cost me was negligible enough for it to be worth. How much extra time are we talking?
About a day. You'd be adding about a day to your journey by going down to Northshire and then coming back up to Hollowacre.
Well, that's not that negligible.
It's the happy travel music.
Well, we'll worry about that. Whereabouts is Whitfield in the scheme of things, anyway?
Whitfield it's not quite halfway, but
is it along the main road?
Well, if you remember, it's north of the old trade road, the old Feymore trade road. So, I mean, you're heading in the general direction of Whitfield. You would have to kind of veer north a little bit.
Okay.
You're closer to the old trade road than you are to the actual trade road, based on CS maps. He's kind of got you in sort of a no man's land.
Would it add much time to my journey to stop in Whitfield?
No.
I should seduce Davin's mom on the way.
Because that's a thing you do. I don't know. I mean, his dad was pretty cool.
Yeah, but they're not really together anymore.
Just saying. I don't know if your charisma checks are.
I'm pretty cool. I'm gonna be born in a gem when I die. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I'm guardian of like a blood well. Secret blood well I can't tell anyone about, but still.
Exactly. I'm super cool for a bunch of reasons that I can't tell you about. His girlfriend, she's in Canada.
Natalia has a
Probably
huge
don't
crush
know.
on me.
Yeah, clearly. I know all the best people.
Anyway.
Believe me. Anyway.
So we leave Lorehold, and once we're out of sort of sight of the outskirts, well, not out of sight of the outskirts. There were some outskirts, weren't there? Like some.
Yeah, as you're going out of Lorehold, especially now with Greylock being closed down, there's sort of a backup of travel and trade. So there's a lot of wagons, there's a lot of caravans, there's a lot of people coming out of Lorehold that really don't have anywhere to go, but don't necessarily want to go back into Lorehold, or can't get back into Lorehold for various reasons. Mostly because the Red Cloaks won't let them in. But so there's this weird kind of garage sales sort of thing going on in front of the main gates of Lorehold, where these traders are trying to unload their goods as best they can, but they're effectively trying to sell it to other traders. There aren't a whole lot of vacationers that come in and out of Lorehold. So yeah, there's actually a big backup of people right outside the front gates for the first, easily quarter mile, and then it sort of, starts to peter out down this main trade road.
I could probably buy a wagon here if I wanted to.
If you had enough money, you could probably get someone to offload their entire setup to you. Yeah, there's a lot of traders that.
But I don't need the horse. I just need a wagon, maybe.
Don't have anywhere to go.
By the way, it occurred to me as I was listening to the other team's last adventure, when they were talking about not being able to afford a horse. Was I like the party treasurer? Like, did I steal all the gold?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I've got like shitloads of money. I've got like platinum coming out my ass, and they don't. It seemed like.
Well, they bought the horse and wagon initially.
Okay.
Biscuit and the wagon all came from party funds that you weren't there for, I believe.
I think I was buying Gayle or something.
Yeah, you were partially dealing with Gayle, and you were also dealing with the Argent Order. So you weren't a part of that, and I think a lot of them pulled their money into that. I don't know what they did with their money.
Because
the other half of it was that they would have had to have paid well beyond what the animal was worth in Murstone, and not have gotten quite the quality of animal that they would have wanted. Just because horses are a huge resource in farming communities.
Oh shit! Okay, so like, so a wagon would count. Okay, here we go. 35 gold pieces. That's not cheap. Although it's only like 3.5 platinum.
Yeah, wagons aren't cheap. Neither are horses, but it's also, again, it's also about where you are and what it's worth to the person you're trying to buy it from.
Well, these guys outside here, they got to be desperate to make some kind of money if they can.
Some are, yeah. You can definitely tell the difference between the larger trade houses that are just sort of soaking up somebody else's money as they sit here doing nothing, and the dudes who really depend on this income, the ones that are self-employed or work for the smaller trade houses that are actively losing money the longer they sit there. Generally, the difference is one is running up to everyone going up and down the path trying to sell whatever it is they have on them, and the former is just kicking back in their wagons, drinking, and not worrying about things.
Okay. So you said can I take the shortcut road that I took to get here with a wagon? Was that an option? I forget.
You can for a while. Yeah.
For how long?
The last portion of your journey, like about the last day and a half, it had widened out enough that you could take a cart. So as long as it wasn't a massive wagon, you'd be okay. It wasn't a huge trade wagon. If it was more a personal sort of wagon, you'd be okay.
In my expert opinion, would it be faster for me to take the shortcut or take the trade road with a wagon and just try to go all 24 hours since my horse doesn't get tired?
It's pros and cons, to be honest. It's pros and cons. The paths are going to be a little slower because it's rough terrain, but the trade road is going to be full of people, and people mean bandits, and people mean.
All right, I'll just take the paths.
But people also mean directions, and these are traders, so you might be able to get information out of them too. It's really half dozen of one.
Well, I can always veer back to the trade road once I get within the general area of Hollow Acre and see if I can pick up some.
You can,
directions.
and at some point you'll have to. The terrain will get rough enough that you'll probably have to veer back to the trade road, anyway, at some point.
Maybe, okay. Do I feel relatively confident I could make it from the secret trail to Whitfield? Like if I veered off?
Probably. Yeah, you could probably find your way to Whitfield. If anything, you can find your way to Dinginsitch. And that was directly south of Whitfield.
Oh, okay.
Like there was a road that led directly to there from the Dinginsitch.
Never really got to talk to the bangly tiefling lady. Maybe Stanley will still be there. Probably not.
Oh, Stanley's long fucking gone.
Alright, so I will. How close up to Lorehold do the trees come?
Where you are now, not very. A lot of this area is heavily logged. It's not until really the treaty wood starts to creep up on the road that you actually start to see any trees of any kind. This area is pretty sparsely treed.
So I want to find some kind of out-of-the-way place in these outskirts where I'm not going to be seen summoning my horse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you might have to travel off-road for a little bit to do that.
Alright, I just don't want to spend all day walking
No.
to get to someplace. Like I'd rather take a small risk of being seen if it spares me some time.
Okay. Understandable. Yeah, most people are busy doing their own thing anyway. Like Lorehold's city motto is mind your own business, so.
Right. I'm a paladin too. Paladins are okay doing their shit, aren't they?
Divine magic is always okay.
Okay, then fuck it. Snap my fingers, summon my horse.
Oh, in the middle of everybody.
Well, not in the middle of everybody, but off to one side of everybody.
Yes, I know. Just messing with you.
And if anyone looks in my direction, I flip them off.
I'm
a paladin, I say.
As a cleric of Grenin. Yes,
I
clearly.
show my holy symbol.
Considering the holy symbol of Grenin is basically a big middle finger, then.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a mule named Limpy.
Are you? You're a very confused individual, is what you are. So you summon your horse. No funks. Who has missed you?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How was horse heaven?
It's good.
Good. Do you have to eat there?
No.
What do you do?
You just, enjoy the sunshine.
Do lots of running across golden fields and stuff like that? Or are the fields gray since it's Grenin heaven?
The other horses, they like to run around. I pretty much think they're assholes, so I just kind of hang up on myself.
We're kindred spirits, you and I.
He is a spirit horse of Granite after all.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Is there anything you like in this world? Like any treats I could give you that might...
I like you.
Oh, I like you.
Where are we going?
Back the way we came.
Gayle is just like standing behind the wagon as you attach.
Wait, we don't have a
Snowflunks.
wagon.
Oh, that's right. You haven't gotten your wagon yet.
We're not
Got your
getting a
horse.
wagon.
So you're just staring at your horse while Gayle is watching this conversation unfold telepathically. So you're not gonna do the wagon. You're just gonna do the horse.
Yeah, we're just gonna take the trails.
Okay. You and Snowflunks are ready to go.
All right, so I say so, Gayle. We can make pretty good time if we take it in turns sleeping. Like, Snowflunks is pretty bright, but one of us should probably stay awake to make sure he doesn't stray too far off the trails. So, how about you sleep? Like, we'll tie each other together like last time, but also tie ourselves to Snowflunks, maybe. Actually, maybe if we did that, no, that's bad. And then that way, like, I can sleep on Snowflunks as well. Like, we'll just rotate around. Like, sometimes you'll be facing forward, sometimes I'll be facing forward.
He's just watching you explain this with a no shit look on his face. Okay, I got it.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure it's clear. So I'm going to take the first sleep. Since this first leg is easy to navigate, I think you can handle it. Not that you're not incredibly clever and such.
Okay.
Also, do you speak Draconic?
Kind of sighs. That's the get up on the horse. Of course, I speak Draconic.
Okay, good. Let's go. So I tie myself to Gayle, face backwards, and try to sleep.
Okay. Gayle rides along. Every now and again, you feel a sigh against your back. You travel down the roads. Do you actually sleep?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Are you actually going to do 12-hour shifts, or you can do 8-hour shifts
On the horse? Or
before
of travel?
switching?
Probably 8 hours is long enough to be facing forward on the horse. We could probably switch back and forth every 8 hours, I guess.
Okay.
But I want to keep going pretty much nonstop.
I understand.
With like meal breaks, I guess. Because I don't want Gayle puking on the horse again.
You just have to remind him of that, don't you?
My divine steed covered in puke.
He's fine now, though. Like, he's refreshed.
Okay.
He's been to divine steed heaven. He's come back. He's all washed up now. He's
Oh, good. You have
no vomit.
like stable boys in horse heaven?
No.
Who combs your mane and shit like that?
Well, it doesn't get tangled.
Sounds nice.
It's okay.
I doubt I'll ever see it. I'm gonna be reborn in a gem.
That sounds nice.
Hopefully.
I love that you have this idea that you're going to be reborn in a gem. Even though no one has told you that.
It's gonna be my reward after I do all this shit for the blood.
A reward that you totally made up for yourself. Like, nobody told you that's what you were going to get.
Well, it seems like it's only proper and fitting, assuming I do all the great things I'm expecting to do.
Let's see. So you travel along, staying clear of the logging camp.
Yeah.
Snowflunks does that without even being asked. He doesn't want to get grabbed again. Going through the trails, you try to sleep. You guys keep a pretty steady pace, not going too fast to give you an opportunity to sleep. We'll say Xylund gets his normal handful of hours.
Yay.
And then at switch off time, you take a break long enough for Gayle to eat, for you to eat if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll eat.
But, negligible. You don't actually build a fire or anything like
Oh,
that.
rations. Oh, maybe I should have stocked up on rations. Oh well. We'll
I'm
go
sure
hungry
you
for a
have.
few days. I have, well, if I'm taking 2 days of rations off each day,
Mm-hmm.
after that meal, I now have 5 days of rations. So 2 days, 2.5 days of rations. But we're going 24 hours, so maybe
You
that'll
are.
be enough.
I guess we'll find out.
Guess we'll find out. Yep.
All right.
Gail's gonna be so pissed if I starve him after everything.
He's so mad. He's gonna be so mad at you. All right.
So as we're riding, like in the periods when we're both awake, I try to make conversation with Gail and, cheer him up, reestablish our bond of friendship.
What do you want to talk about?
His studies, he'll probably want to talk about that.
Talk about what?
His books he's read, stuff like that.
Oh, his books. Yeah, he'll talk about his books for a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
probably when I fall asleep.
Alright, so I'm gonna do some quick math here. Traveling 24 hours a day, going to Whitfeld, it would only take you 2. Yeah. Because you're not sleeping. So yeah, within 2 days you'd be in Whitfeld, taking
Okay.
shifts.
Alright.
Gail is cranky. Unhappy about this. He looks tired.
How far from here
bags
is the
in
Ding
his
and
eyes.
Sitch?
Oh, Ding and Stitch is super close. You just go down the road half day. Like it's not far at all.
Is it on the way to where we're going?
Technically, I mean, it's a very, very small detour, but you can pick back up either the trails that Sia left you or the main trade road at that point. Well, it's the old Famore trade road, but same thing.
What time do we get to Whitfield?
You'd get to Whitfield about mid to late afternoon, like not quite sunset.
Okay. So we'll just make a beeline for the Church of Realdus.
Alright, next notes here. Oh. Okay. So you head to the fort. I will change.
There's Seagar. I've got his name written down. Haha.
Yes, Cigar the Marked.
Well, that's where it was. That's what it was from. Seagar the Marked. I knew I heard the Marked in some other context.
Oh, yeah, Cigar the Marked. This is gonna be dumb, isn't it? Ugh.
What's dumb?
I'm trying to change backgrounds, but 20 minutes to be a jerk.
Doing something. Still got the graffitis on the page.
What?
Still got the graffiti on there.
Oh yeah, I love the graffiti. It's my favorite part.
Potatoes. Cheerful Whitfall music.
Cheerful Whitfield music. This is the best song ever. Alright, so you make your way to the fort. Which again, at this time of day, the school's sort of cleared out. You got some kids sort of playing in the fort. the trappers and the folks that make their living outside the city are just starting to trickle in a little bit. Not quite the hunters who are still out in the fields, at least till after sunset. So the fort's kind of empty, kind of slow. But you see the beginnings of the big outdoor tables that they like to haul out for communal suppers. They're starting to set that up a little bit, but it's still kind of a slow, lazy sort of thing. They're not in any rush.
I nod to everyone, I guess. Sort of a general nod.
Yeah, you get general nods back. Okay.
Do I see Sir Seagar out here yet?
No, you don't see anybody you particularly know.
Do I see that guy Kern made poop?
Karen? No, he would probably be out with the rest of the church hunters.
Okay.
No, you don't see him, thankfully. Although, it's gonna be interesting.
So I'll go to the fort.
You're in the fort.
Oh, I'm in the fort. Well, I'll go to the church. The church is in the fort?
Yeah, the church is inside the fort. The fort is actually an enclosed,
okay,
walled off area, and then inside is the church and the school and the post office and
okay.
all the communal buildings are inside the walls.
Davin's mom is outside though?
You actually don't see Davin's mom. She might be off in one of the buildings though.
But her house is outside the walls, or?
Yes, her house is actually on the outskirts of town.
Okay.
She lives in one of the wooden thatch cottages.
So I'll go looking for Sir Seagar.
Okay.
Do I see the acolyte Elric was hitting on?
Sister Etne?
Yeah.
Yes, she's part of the crew that's setting up the tables and chairs. And more so talking to the people that she's walking with and, really working, but it's early yet. But you go inside the church?
Yeah.
Okay. And Seagar is in there. He looks to be gathering things from the back and bringing them to the front of the church. Like table linens or napkins, something along those lines. This bolts cloth. Kind of smiles as he sees you come in. Ah! You.
Me. So you remember me?
Of course. We don't get visitors terribly often outside of festival season. Are you here with the rest of your crew? Young Davin and all?
Oh, just Gayle and me. Actually, before we go any further, let me just try something. Something just occurred to me. I'll try to lay hands on myself. Does it,
in front of the priest?
Yeah.
As I recall, let's see, what can your lay on hands do? I know it heals. Does it cure anything?
Poisons, I think, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That would be silly if I went all this way and I could cure myself. Lay on hands. One disease or neutralize one poison.
This is neither of those.
Okay. So I lay hands on myself and then nothing happens. Alright. So I sort of overdid it a little bit and I've been feeling kind of under the weather lately. I was wondering if I can't seem to fix myself. I was wondering if you could help me out.
Okay. He kind of sets down his armload of cloth. What's the problem?
Oh, well, I sort of took a travel enhancement drug, and wasn't aware of the side effects, or didn't take them seriously enough. Now I'm very lethargic.
And looks you up and down, a stern look on his face. I didn't think your church held with that sort of thing.
Don't they?
Brennan?
Well, I mean, there were no other Grenin types around. It was just Gayle.
Gayle kind of gives a little half wave from behind you. Hmm.
It was for a good cause. I've been tracking down Davin's dad.
Oh.
I fear he may be engaged in something quite dangerous. I'd like to hate him, if possible, if I can catch up to him.
I suppose that's a good cause.
Actually, you might be able to help in that regard. But first, this thing that I just mentioned. I can pay. I got money. A donation, obviously. Nothing so crass as like a...
Of course not. Donations are always welcome. And he kind of just sort of nods his head towards the little wooden donation box, which juts out from the wall just inside the church doors. Just a little wooden box with a slat in the top.
Do you take Electrum?
We don't get much use for that out this way.
That's true. I'd plop a gold piece in there. That seemed to make him happy. No? Plop another. 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 Another? That's
Okay.
5.
That's 5.
You bastard.
Once he is satisfied that you have donated fully with your whole heart.
My expression was getting sour with each
I'm
coin I dropped in.
He intones a prayer and touches you on both shoulders, and then puts 2 fingers right in your third eye. When by the time he's done his prayer, you feel significantly lighter, as
Oh,
if you
that
can
didn't...
breathe fully again.
Wait, Gayle, you're a cleric, aren't you? Could you have done this?
No.
Oh, okay. But as for the other matter, it seemed like you have a sort of paternal interest in young Davin, or an interest in his welfare anyway. I'm trying to make my way to Hollowacre with as much speed as possible, and I'm a bit worried that I might get a little bit turned around on the last leg of the journey, so if you could spare someone to show me the way, that would be... I'm sure Davin would be in your debt when he returns to farm potatoes here. Eventually. As is his destiny, I'm sure.
Oh, Lord Seagar kind of takes you in for a moment. You want me to spare you a scout?
Well, or that sister, what's her face? She'd probably like to see Ulrich again. I'm probably going to cross paths with him at some point.
Seagar kind of puffs out his chest a little bit. And, I'm not sure I would want our sister back anywhere near that particular individual. Nor do I have any intention of letting her leave Woodfell. I don't think I have a guide that I can spare you. You try the tavern down the road.
The Ding and Sitch?
Yes.
Alright. I hope I haven't offended you.
He just kind of tilts his head to one side. We all walk our own paths. Now.
So how strict do you think Grenin types might be about this whole brocane business?
Aren't they your order?
Technically. I'm more of... more of a lone operator.
I'm sure as long as you did so in a manner they found justified, you'll be fine.
All for the greater good.
As long as the law was upheld, I'm sure they'll be happy.
I'm pretty sure it was.
You are the worst paladin of Grenin ever, as Gayle has pointed out on several occasions. Is there anything else I can do for you, son?
Nope, I think we're good. It was good seeing you again. I didn't see Davin's mom when I rode in here. She's still fine, doing well.
Yes, Cecile is wonderful, as always.
Alright.
It's probably best you not see her. I'm sure she'd be quite crestfallen to see you and you not have her son with you.
Yeah, fair enough. I was planning on trying to make the ding and sitch tonight anyway, so that Gayle here can sleep in a proper bed, so that he stops giving me the stink eye.
The priest laughs. Gayle just looks cranky. Well, we aren't all made for life in the field.
So I bid you good evening and good supper and good day.
Try to walk in the light.
Enjoy that gold I gave you.
Shakes his head, picks his cloth back up, walks out of the church.
Oh, and thanks for healing me.
Gayle just looks at you. Is that the way you talk to clerics?
I'm a cleric, basically. It's like
You are not a cleric.
pretty close.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm as good as a cleric in my own way. We're both serving gods, just in different fashions.
Don't.
Conversation among equals.
He looks mortified that you just said that. That man.
Oh, I forgot to ask him about the marked. I go after him.
Gayle trailing behind you. Come outside, and now that Seagar is in the yard, people are moving a little faster.
I sort of saunter up beside him and says, I forgot to ask you. Your name, Sir Seagar the Marked. I just came from Lorehold. There's this group of people there who call themselves the Marked. I ran into them in the while I was engaged in my investigations, my lawful investigations. And I was wondering if there's any connection there. Why are you called the Marked?
Now, if you will recall, Lord Seagar the Mark has some serious scarring,
Oh, okay.
like on his hands and neck. And so he just sort of indicates that. Says, I spent my time in the field before retiring to the flocks, as it were. I'd show you the rest, but it'd be indecent in front of the boy and all.
Right, I remember you saying that last time we talked.
Never been to Lorehold.
You probably wouldn't like it.
You're probably right.
Alright. Happy supper.
Walk with the light.
You too.
Gale's just trailing after you. Do we have to offend every holy man on the continent?
How is that offensive? I need something to say like walk with the light, though. Like something more Grenin based, though. Like, what's a good thing I can say?
You've never actually been in a Church of Grenin.
I've been in a Church of Grenin. I took the oath.
You took the oath in the battlefield.
Well, I've been in a Church of Grenin.
When?
I must have been. I mean, I don't know when.
I was drunk. I don't remember.
Xylund's memories are pretty much just a jumble.
Yeah, pretty much. Technically, Xylund's had no clerical training. His understanding of the works of Grenin is effectively what he learned on the field. There are quite a few traveling clerics of Grenin and paladins of Grenin that travel with military orders. So I imagine that's where he learned the majority of his religion, is from those individuals.
So I imagine he's been in a church once or twice. He might not have paid attention.
He might not have paid attention.
But he would have gone at least once just to say he's been.
Okay. I can see that. I can also see him being drunk off his ass.
Yeah, like he might not remember it. He might have during a bender just been like, I'm going to church. And gone to church. And like fallen down in the middle of the island. Made a scene.
I'm gonna go tell Grin what I think of his goat bugger and ass. Then collapse.
But still, he remembers he went to church, if not the actual going to church.
It'll be interesting to see him in a temple of Grenin. Very interesting.
Yeah, I've been to church.
Okay. Not that you remember, but you've been to church. So there's Gayle trailing behind you. I don't believe you've ever been in church.
Well, ask me something about Grenin.
Tell me something about Grenin.
Called the Grey Lord.
Yeah.
His symbol is a sword.
Yeah.
Very stern.
Yeah.
The grass in his heaven is grey.
How do you know that?
The horse told me. What else? He wears an iron crown.
He does.
Does he? I mean, he does. His sword is also of iron. Cold iron. To battle the Fae and shit.
Now we're starting to get into the realm of Silence. Own half-baked memories of Grenin.
And when I took the oath, it was a beautiful thing. I knelt down before the altar, and the priest of Grenin did the sword thing on both my shoulders, and gave me a knife, and I slashed my palm, and then we did a handshake and mingled our blood to show that I was one with the god now. And there was a feast. It was very moving. I wish you'd been there, Gayle.
I think you're making all this up.
No, that's how it happened.
Okay.
And he's big into the law.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. So that's all you need to know about Grenin. Although if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But that's the basics.
I know all about Grenin. Where are we going now? Do you really want to go back to that pub?
Well, we might as well maybe we'll get directions to Hollowacre, and also, as I said, you could probably use a night in an actual bed.
We're actually going to sleep in a real bed?
Well, not for super long. I mean, imagine we're going to get there pretty late, but yeah, we're going to sleep in an actual bed.
Okay.
Separate beds. Not one bed. Don't get any ideas, Gayle.
Oh, I know I'm not allowed to have any ideas.
Well, I know these attachments can form during long journeys in close proximity. Just don't want you to think that we have that kind of relationship. Not that you're not a fetching young lad, but...
Shut up. Can we go?
Any dwarf lass would be lucky to have you.
I don't want to talk about it. Can we go?
She was probably 50 years old, man.
I don't want to talk about it, Silent. Can we go?
Alright.
So much for mending Gayle. Alright, so back on the horse. And we're headed to the Ding and Sitch?
Yeah.
I don't have a picture for the message.
Gonna try to pick up the pace to get there so that we get there in some kind of reasonable
Well,
time.
yeah, your horse is fairly quick.
Okay.
And he's not pulling a wagon this time, like he was last time with 4 other people in it.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
So, we will go to. We'll just go here.
Ooh.
They
Don't even have to adjust the picture. It fits perfectly.
Huzzah. Travel music. Yep, so you make your way to the Dinginsitch, which is just as you remember it. You get there just after sunset. I mean, it's gathering twilight. It's starting to get dark. And this place was even busier than the last time you were here. Inside the walls, the sort of makeshift parking lot is just crammed with people, mostly larger caravans, but so many horses. People are just packed in. You can see, the lit windows. You can hear the music all the way from the road. The voices outside and in. The place is absolutely stuffed.
I ask Snowfumps if he's going to be okay out here.
Yeah.
All right. I can banish you back to Horse Heaven if you'd prefer.
Oh, it's up to you.
Which would you prefer?
It's quieter in Horse Heaven.
All right. Have fun. Don't let the other horses get you down.
They're all idiots anyway.
Yeah. I give him a pat and banish him to Horse Heaven.
All right. Gale's ready. He's got his bag. I'm hungry and I'm tired.
Yeah, we're going to get something to eat.
Okay.
So we'll go into the common room.
All right. Again, much as you left it, that feeling of opulence and the light wood and that amazing sandalwood smell and everything, just as you remember it. And Karia is there and greets you personally. This time she's wearing a much darker shade of turquoise, but looking just fantastic, as always. I assume you remember what she looks like, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, greets you personally, seems to recall you from your previous visit. Comments on your lack of companions.
I've got Gayle. Gayle is all I need.
She smiles. Of course. How can we serve you tonight?
Gayle, order whatever you like, and then for dessert, we'd like your finest pie.
We can do that.
I'll order some kind of sort of simple stew dish for myself. And now that I'm feeling better, I will order a tankard of vodka.
Potato oil.
Potato oil, yes.
Gil kind of picks his way to the bar. The whole place is crowded. All the tables are taken. There seems to be even more tables in here than when you guys were here last time. The bar is pretty full as well, but Gale's not a big dude, so he sort of shoves himself into kind of the rounded bit at the end. There's enough room if you want to make your way there too.
Sure.
Your food is brought.
I want to keep an ear out for any news of Greylock, what's going on there.
There's so many people all talking at the same time. It's really difficult to pick out any particular conversation.
Okay, then that guy next to me, then I'll nudge him.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
Huh? He's
Where are you
obviously
from?
been drinking there for a while. Me? Broadleaf.
Where's that?
A little way south of here.
Okay.
Where are you from?
None of your fucking business.
He kind of guffaws and takes another drink out of his tankard. You hear a mutter, rude ghost bugger and jerk.
Um, so I'll go sort of circulate and try to. I'll leave Gayle to eat his meal. So don't get lost. Just stay here. I'll be right back.
Get lost.
I'll go look around looking for someone who looks like they might be from the city.
Well, again, this place is stuffed full of merchants. So everyone, I mean, there are clearly, lower caste folk, in sort of labor or dress, but I'd say good 70-80% of the tavern is middle class, dressed fairly well, tons of jewelry, or at least costume versions of it. Yeah, these people all seem to be traders and merchants. At least the vast majority of them are. It's kind of difficult to tell where they come from, though.
Well, look for a worldly type, I guess. Someone who doesn't look like they're from frickin' Broadleaf. Broadleaf? Who's even heard of Broadleaf? Does it even exist? I don't think so.
Your crew was in Broadleaf.
Were we?
You weren't there.
Oh, okay.
That's where they went to kill zombie bunnies.
Oh, okay, right.
Was in Broadleaf.
But
it's not
is
far.
A farming village, correct?
Yes, it is a very small farming village. It's not far from the Nowhere Inn.
Okay.
Or where the Nowhere Inn was.
Well, then my opinion of Broadleaf stands.
Yes, you've personally never been to Broadleaf. You might have heard Kat mention it. That's about it. Yeah, this place is stuffed full of merchants and travelers.
So I'll go look for like a worldly merchant type.
Got your pick? You could pick any of them, any table.
I don't know, I might as well look for a good-looking lady one.
Alright. Think the charm's gonna work, huh?
Possibly.
Possibly.
I'm full of potato oil.
He's full of confidence in potato oil.
Yeah. Xylund hasn't had a drink for like way too long.
I know.
He's feeling pretty good right now.
I bet. So yeah, very easy to find a female trader. Quite a few with both male and female companions stuffed around the various tables. So you sort of narrow in on one. Dark hair, sort of dark blue clothing. Looks like she's having a drink with the rest of her table, but she's kind of on the quieter side. Everyone else is chatting pretty freely, and she seems to be more the sit back and watch type. So she at least is not actively involved in a conversation when you approach.
Okay, if possible, I'll grab a chair and spin it around so it's backwards and sit sit next to her. Okay, so you've been to Greylock lately?
Kind of turns and looks at you mildly startled. Well, I'm afraid no one's been to Greylock lately.
Yeah, what's going on there? I'm headed in that direction.
Oh, city shut down.
Why?
I'm not entirely sure. Seems to be a bit of the plague.
Plague?
Refugee camp set up all outside the walls.
Refugees from where?
Inside the city.
I mean, they're fleeing the city and camping outside? But they're not letting other people in?
Oh, they're letting some in, folks that have business there, but not our kind, unfortunately. Mostly clerics, doctors, people they think can fix it, soldiers, of course.
So it's not a quarantine situation then, if they're letting people out?
My understanding was it was a quarantine situation, but then things inside the city got so bad they didn't trust the public there anymore. There's still some people inside, the ones that haven't been affected yet, but there's still a good chunk of the population that's basically just been sent outside.
Even ones with this plague?
Especially the ones with the plague. That's where they're being kept.
So it's like a hospital camp or something?
It is. Disturbing sight.
Well, that's not good.
No. You weren't headed that way, were you?
At some point I was thinking of going that way. First I'm going to Hollowacre, though. I don't suppose you know the way there.
Oh, I know generally where it is, but it's not there anymore. You really have been away, haven't you?
Well, I knew Hollowacre was gone.
Oh, okay.
So what are you doing here?
Can't get into the city.
How long you been here?
Gosh, week and a half. Bit expensive, but I don't buy my own drink, so there's that.
Yeah, I imagine you don't want for attention.
Is that a kind way of saying you think I'm cute?
Yeah. What about me? Do you think I'm cute?
I suppose. Awful shiny. Got a bit of a plate there, and she starts knocking on your breastplate. Not terribly hospitable. Look like one of those soldier types in the order, you know.
Yeah, I'm Paladin of Grennan.
I didn't know they made those. Interesting.
Yep, well, not many. You gotta be pretty cool.
She laughs. I imagine it's a pretty straight and narrow path. Paladin of Grennan.
Well, he is very into laws, but, you know, the laws are open to interpretation in some areas, such as the illicit substance area, for instance. Which,
Oh, I've seen the clerics of Grennan drink. I trust you on that one.
what about, are you into blood moss at all?
Not me personally. It's my understanding that it would kill anybody who wasn't an elf.
Not if you're responsible with it.
Oh, maybe.
Do you want to experiment with it? With me?
That's a charisma. That gets persuasion is what that is. I'm gonna roll her.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I mean, it helps if you do it with someone who's familiar with it to sort of guide you through the trip. Otherwise, you can end up opening portals to weird elemental planes of love, which, you know, is half cool, half terrifying. So,
She rolled a 4.
for what?
No, she rolled a 4 against your persuasion.
That's good.
Means you won.
Yay!
She is persuaded to wander off with this stranger and smoke a potentially deadly substance.
All right, I'm gonna just wait here. I'll be right back. Or wait for me outside. I'll be right there.
Wait for me outside.
I'll go muscle my way through the bar over to Gayle. I'll call over or try to attract what's-her-face's attention, the tiefling.
Makaria.
Yep, Makaria. Could I get one of those bungalows for the night?
We are totally sold out.
What about, do you have any beds at all?
We've set up sort of a... I wouldn't refer to it as a tent. It's more of a outdoor pavilion sort of thing, but it's common room only arrangement.
Does it have beds?
It has beds, yes. Walls, not quite as much, but beds.
I waggle my eyebrows at Gayle. Oh, beds, eh? That's pretty good, huh? Xylund looks out for you. And I bought you a pie. Anyway, well, that kind of throws a crimp in my plans. I was kind of hoping to get laid tonight. She's not going to want to do it in a pavilion.
Been staying here for 10 days.
So she probably has a bungalow. Okay, so we'll get 2 beds just in case I don't get lucky. Gayle, I'll catch up with you in the morning if I don't see you sooner. You have money too. I'll pay for dinner, obviously, but if you want like a juice or something, I assume you can pay for that yourself.
Yeah, I could pay for that myself.
Okay, don't drink too much juice though. I don't want you up all night.
Oh, just go away.
Alright, I'll see you later.
How much are you gonna pay?
For the meal? How much does it cost?
Well,
For the
if you're
meal and the
paying
beds and
for the meal and the beds.
yeah.
Check my note. The meal is 3 silver pieces.
Each or total?
No, total for both of you.
Okay.
Since you're getting a room. Actually, a gold piece would cover. A gold piece would cover everything for the night because she's not charging as much for the beds as she would for a bungalow.
Do you take Electrum?
Of course, she takes Electrum. She didn't bat an eye.
Do you change Electrum?
You could change Electrum.
How much would you charge for that?
No charge. You're a guest.
Well, that's awesome. I would like to change this Electrum then.
And how much Electrum do you have?
63.
Easy enough.
I just gotta look up the conversion rate here. Because I
It's
forget
half.
it. Half, so 2 for 1?
2 for 1 gold.
Alright, so it's 1 gold off for the room and the meal. Boop. And then 63 minus, that's 31 and 5 silver pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I have 0 Electrum. Problem solved. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow, Gayle. Or later tonight.
When are we leaving?
Or early.
How early?
Pretty early. I mean, I'll meet you back here. Just get some breakfast. If I'm sleeping in the bed next to you, kick me awake. We'll come in, have breakfast.
Okay. Okay. Obviously frustrated with you.
So I'll go and meet with what's your face? What's your name?
What's your name?
Burst out of the inn. What's your name?
My name is Sakri.
Zachary. Oh, that sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's the name of your
Yeah. I didn't have a name ready. It's as good a name as any.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't know you were gonna try and get laid at the pub.
So I take her to a shadowy area where we won't be disturbed.
Well, she has a room.
Oh, okay, let's go there. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
she has one of the really small bungalows though, so it's kind of off in the corner. Definitely not one of the really nice ones that are sort of along the little promenade. But yeah, it's back sort of up against the walls. And it's kind of small. There's only one little bed. But you know, like everything else in the Ding and Stitch, it's pretty nice. And I was lucky to find this.
Yeah, we got beds in the pavilion, which my traveling companion isn't too happy about, but whatever, he's never happy anymore. I bought him a pie too.
You bought him a pie?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
teenagers
obviously-
like pie, don't they?
I couldn't say. I've never had a teenager. So, get comfortable. You smoke blood moss with this complete stranger.
Yep.
So you better roll.
Roll what?
Roll a wisdom save.
I'm very
How
good
much
at
are you
those.
smoking? How much are you smoking? Let me
Well,
say.
a dose each.
Okay, just very small.
Well, I bought, I think 8 doses, so
Mm-hmm.
1 dose each. So just like a pinch
Okay.
each, I guess.
Okay, if it's that small, then you don't have to roll. As long as you just smoke the one.
We just want to get pleasantly high, not like out of our
Okay.
minds.
That'll do it. You both smoke your blood moss. She's been drinking, so she was drunk getting to the room. You've been drinking.
Oh shit! This fucks up informed consent. Xylund
Yes.
doesn't give a shit though.
Yes. We will take a small break here. Anyone who might be listening, this is wrong. Being drunk doesn't make it okay. You always want to have affirmative, informed consent.
Exactly. And even though
Don't-
Xylund is really cool, you shouldn't imitate him.
No, don't do this. This
No.
is bad.
He's not a role model.
He is not.
At best, an anti-hero.
Alright, back to the story. So, you spend the night with your new lady friend, pleasantly
Yay!
buzzed on blood
Do I have
moss.
to make some kind of charisma check to see if I actually get laid?
No, you made a persuasion check. I mean, she knew walking out the bar what you were suggesting.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I mean-
Yay!
Like, you clearly used coffee in quotation marks.
All right.
She was aware. So no, you don't need to. I mean, you can roll one. I just want to see.
No, it's fine.
No, I want to see. Now you have to. I mean, you got laid, but I just want to see.
Is this
How
to see how well I
smooth.
did?
Yeah. Performance check.
Well,
That's-
performance check. I think. No, I'm not better at performance.
Not that kind of performance. Charisma 12. Yeah, that would have been fine. You were both drunk off your asses anyway. So, yes, spend the night with Sakri, your newfound friend. Leaving Gayle to eat his pie alone. Go to sleep.
More
in the
pie for him,
pavilion.
though.
Yeah, more pie for him. Crash out. So you sleep your usual couple of hours. Wake up about dawn, just before dawn.
I want to. Are there any like flowers growing outside? Since this place is pretty fancy.
There are some in the flower boxes. They seem to be mostly decorative.
Good enough. I will sneak out,
You
Pull up.
steal some.
pull some flowers out of the box, and lay them on the pillow where I lay.
Aww, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Alright. Roll a stealth check
Okay.
for your walk of shame. Because what happens when you don't get informed consent? You have to do the walk of shame.
Oops. She's asleep.
She's buzzed and asleep. I do have to roll for her though, because she was drinking. She's fine. Roll 16. And you sneak out, having left your flowers behind. After getting drunk, high, and laid in the same night. Still don't know where Hollowwaker is.
Oh yeah, we should probably rectify that over breakfast.
Where are you headed? Back inside the
Yeah,
pub?
I'll go grab Gayle in the pavilion, see if he's there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The pavilion is a very large outdoor tent that easily has 36 generously old beds in it. They're basically glorified cots, but at least the tent is nice.
Better than the horse.
Better than the horse. And Gayle is passed out. He's got his arms and legs hanging off the cot. He's laying on his back with his head tilted back, just snoring like a bandsaw. He is out cold.
You know what? I'm gonna get him breakfast in bed to show what a fucking nice guy I am.
Alright.
I will go into the common
Okay.
room and order some breakfast to go.
Okay.
Traveling companion.
So breakfast is whipped up pretty quickly. Again, brought by Makaria. Today she's wearing a very brilliant shade of red, pleasant as ever. And she brings you 2 big plates with like sausages and eggs, a big hunk of bread on it. They have chicory coffee if you want chicory coffee.
I gotta say, this is quickly becoming my favorite place in the world. I tell her.
You just smile. So many people say that to me, and I never get tired of hearing it.
I was wondering if you could help me out. I'm looking to travel to Hollowacre, but I'm not sure I can find the way without going a bit further than I need to. I was wondering if you know of any scouts who are staying here who might be open to lending their services so that I can cut some time off my journey by maybe cutting through some trails through the forest or something like that.
I'm sure you can find someone in the parking lot. You can usually tell them by their boots. But we usually have 2 or 3 that sort of skulk around looking for work.
Anyone you'd recommend?
Well, I try to know everyone personally, but I generally don't rank people based on their professional acumen. So no one in particular. I'm sure anyone that is still here is worth talking to.
All right. So I will take my. I guess I'll take both breakfasts out to Gayle.
Okay. Your arms are kind of loaded down with plates. Get back to the pavilion. There's Gayle passed out, snoring like a winter bear.
Nudge him with my foot.
He snorts himself awake. There's drool on his pillow.
Breakfast in bed. Who's the best? Me. Here's your breakfast.
He groggily takes the plate, just picks up a sandwich with his fingers and crams it in his mouth.
I'll sit down on the bed I got for myself and eat mine.
Okay. Every couple of bites, sort of looks over at you.
What'd you get up to last night?
Ate pie, and I went to bed.
What kind of pie?
It was a berry pie. It was really good.
I ate a different kind of pie.
I don't want to talk about it, Xylund. I can't believe. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
How's your breakfast in bed?
Good. Food here is really good.
Didn't even have to get out of bed to eat it.
He just crams another sausage in his mouth and stares you down.
So how are we going to repair this rift that I feel widening between us, Gayle?
He starts talking while his mouth is still full. You really want to know?
Sure.
Okay. Number 1, I don't want to hear about your sex life ever again.
I didn't say anything.
Number 2, I don't want you in my sex life ever again.
I wasn't.
Number 3,
I didn't get
you
the
just
horse.
keep
I thought
talking.
about getting the horse.
Number 3, I don't hear about whores ever again. Number 4, I hate being tied to the back of a horse. Number 5,
We're making such good time.
when I say that I get sick, don't make me eat.
All
and then
right, I
don't
have
make
no
me feel
defense for
bad
that
that I
one.
got sick.
That's fair enough. That was my bad. Sorry for making you feel bad.
Crams with their sausage in his mouth. That's a start.
All right, but we gotta keep you tied to the horse for now. I mean, once we get back to Greylock, maybe even sooner, we won't be doing that anymore.
Okay.
But we're almost there. We're on the home stretch.
Promise.
Yep.
Okay.
Think
No
of what a
more
cool
weird
tale
stuff.
this is gonna make, though. We're researching dragons. We're saving the world. I don't know if you heard what's going on in Greylock, but you're probably pretty lucky to not be there.
No, what's going on in Greylock?
Plague. Wait, do you have family in Greylock?
Outside of town.
How far outside?
Not far.
They're probably fine.
What's going on?
Well, I guess there was a plague and it got so bad that they emptied the plague victims out of the city. Now there's kind of a hospital shanty town around Greylock.
I should be there.
Yeah, well, we gotta meet this dragon first, and then next thing on the agenda is.
Wait. We're meeting a dragon?
Yeah, didn't I tell you that? I asked you if you could speak Draconic.
You asked me a lot of things.
Yeah, we're going
I
to
didn't. Okay.
We're gonna go talk to a dragon, and you're gonna translate. A friendly dragon.
Then there are no more dragons. Dragons don't exist.
Well, prepare to have your mind blown, Gayle.
This is another lie, isn't it?
It isn't. What do you mean another lie? When was the last
This
lie I
is-
told you?
Oh, you want to talk about? Okay, you pretended to be a mule
I didn't
in
pretend to you,
Greylock
though.
for days, and you made up a completely different history, and then you told that guy that I was your life partner.
Well, that was more wishful thinking, I guess, than
Shut up.
an outright lie.
Shut up. You've seen a dragon. An actual dragon, not a wyvern.
No, an actual. Well, it was a small one. We killed a dragon. Baby one. Well, I don't want to say adolescent.
You're probably wrong. It's probably might be dragonkin. You're probably just confused.
I don't think so. I'm getting a helm made out of the skull of the dragon we killed.
Oh, okay.
Greylock. You'll see. I'm not lying. I'm a friggin' paladin of Grenin. I don't lie. I mean, aside from the limpy stuff. That was necessary. The rules don't apply in Lorehold anyway. What happens in Lorehold stays in Lorehold.
Alright, Xylund, whatever.
Anyway.
This is a wyvern, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
It's not. Finish your breakfast and I gotta find us a scout.
Okay. It's
So-
cramming eggs in his mouth.
I'll go start looking for a scout.
Okay. Just roll an investigation check.
Investigation is my specialty. Nope. And I probably shouldn't take out my fairy.
Your fairy won't work in here.
Is this a no magic zone?
It's not necessarily a no magic zone. It's not like Lorehold. It's not a null zone, but it does have protections against spells. When you were here last time, you actually had to leave the walls to cast
Oh
spells.
yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's a good roll.
Yep.
So you kind of mingle through the crowd that are hanging around in the parking lot. It's got a very tailgate kind of feel to it. People that are either don't want to be crammed into the common room of the dig and sitch, or just can no longer afford to do so, are sort of hanging out in the parking lot. And you ask around, and people kind of point you in different directions, and you're able to locate a scout with a fairly decent reputation, or I should say a guide with a fairly decent reputation. He's a big guy. He's either a smallish half-orc or a really big human with some unfortunate genetics. He definitely looks worse for wear. He's got some scars going on. He's bald. He's kind of grayish, but he could just be sick. Hard to tell. But he does have fairly rough clothing, and as Makaria said, you can always tell by the boots. And while his clothing, his tunic, and his breeches are pretty rough and heavily patched, his boots are in excellent repair and are very thick leather with very thick soles to them. He has a kind of a like messenger bag sort of thing slung across him. He's got a belt with lots of pouches and things to it, and bows slung across, a couple of daggers hanging from him. Looks decidedly out of place in this sea of merchants and tradesmen. He kind of eyes you a little bit as you approach, but knows enough to smile. He's not very good at it.
I offer him my flask.
He kind of takes it, sniffs it, and downs
Potato
it,
oil.
hands it back.
I'd say it's potato oil. Sort of wipe the lip, but take a swig myself.
Yes, clean it off.
So look like you've seen some of the world.
Mm.
I'm looking to travel to Hollowacre, and yes, I know it's not there anymore. But I'd like to do so without having to go all the way to Northshire. And I was wondering if you could help me sort of cut through the woods you know, any secret trails and I'd compensate you for your the trouble.
Yeah. It's a few days travel from here. Is that okay?
Could my horse carry 3 people?
Not this dude. He's way too big.
So we actually might not be saving time by bringing on another person.
You would be able to get there directly, but you would be moving slower. Yeah.
So how much time do I think it would take to get from here to Northshire to Hollowacre, going 24 hours on my horse?
You don't really have any navigational skills, and you don't have a map. So, it's hard to say.
Could you wait right here a moment, I say to him.
Kind of snorts.
I go back into the common room.
Okay.
Ask Makari if she has a map I could look at.
A map?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one of the continent on the wall.
I go over and look at it.
She points. And she does. She has a large framed map of the continent on the wall. Shows Greylock, shows Loreholt, shows Valwall, shows Dawn Lake.
So is Hollowacre on there?
No. Well, I mean, it might be, but it's hard to tell. It's a very tiny thing in a very large map.
So I can't read the map?
Well, I mean, you can, but again, it's a map of the entire continent.
But I know roughly where I am on the map, presumably, and I know where
Oh yeah,
Greylock
the Demon
is.
Stitch is located on the map. And you can see where Greylock is on the map.
And so Hollowacre is...
And Hollowacre is not far from Greylock. So your best guesstimate is you're about 4 days away, based upon this map.
4 days of 24-hour travel?
No, just 4 days worth of mileage, according to this map. So you could probably do it in 2. If you went 24 hours a day on Snowflunks.
I like this half-orc dude, but I think he's going to slow me down. I'll go out and find him again.
He's pretty easy to spot.
Yeah, sorry, I've reconsidered. I think I'm going to have to go on my own.
Oh, best of luck to you.
Yeah, and to you. So I'll go grab Gayle.
Who has cleaned his plate?
Okay. You have to go to the bathroom before we go?
No.
Alright, but if you don't go now, I'm not stopping for 8 hours.
I know.
Okay. Oh shit, rations.
Okay.
Do they sell rations here?
Yeah, this is where you bought them last time, remember? You bought wine and food.
Were they expensive?
I don't think so. Let me check. Schmer. She cut you a break because you got a room. Last time you were here.
So was it 2 days total from here to, or from Loreholt to here, or was it 3 days?
Well, you spent the night, so you spent 3 days total traveling.
Okay. Just wondering how many rations to...
Yeah. Yeah, rations are 5 silver pieces per day.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because day 10, you got to Whitfeld.
And then we went straight from there to here.
Right,
now
and
we're on
spent
day
the
11.
night. So yeah, day 11, leaving the ding and such.
Okay.
I really gotta fix my notes. They're just atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to get out an Excel sheet for too long.
Getting complicated?
It's very complicated. Whoever came up with this idea is a knob.
Yeah. Knob.
Just a big old knob.
I will buy 6 more days for both of us, so 12 days total.
Okay.
In case we end up, I don't know.
Stuck in a hole.
Yeah.
Alright.
So we
6
had
gold.
Yeah, I've subtracted it.
Alrighty. You got your rations.
Yep.
You got your Gayle.
Yep.
Everybody's been pottied. Got the breakfast. Ready to go.
Alright.
Did you prepare your spells so you could summon snowflunks?
Yep.
You want to change your spells at all?
I think I'm good for now.
Okay. You bring Snowflunks back into being from his pocket dimension.
Yep.
Whereas to hang out with those other knob horses. He pops into being. Says, hey.
Hey, how was horse 7?
Okay.
That's
Where are we going now?
further west. I
Okay.
think we're going west, are we?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to meet a dragon at the end of this. Gayle doesn't believe me.
I believe you.
I know you do.
You saddle up. Who's taking first?
I'll take the first ride. He can
Okay.
sleep some more if he wants.
Just hanging listlessly on your back. You can feel his arms sort of dangle as you guys travel. Along the road at first, which is still pretty clogged with people even as you go down the trade road a little bit. And then sort of cutting off into the wilderness. Going what you think is the right way, you hope is the right way. Wandering through for a little bit. For days, you go like this. Trading, eating when you trade. Going through as the forest sort of waxes and wanes a little bit. It goes from thicker to thinner as you get closer and further away from civilization. You see little logging camps here and there, off in the distance. You can see the occasional hunter. Pretty normal. You don't run into anything disturbing. Wildlife has started to kind of fill in this area again. You can tell when you're getting close to the area where the forest fire was. The trees here aren't necessarily blackened, but you can sort of tell that the wildlife has avoided it. For 2 days, you travel like that. And on the 13th day, you hit the outskirts of Hollowacre.
Hooray. At last.
And I will take you to Hollowacre as soon as I get it to a place where I can get you there. But yeah, as you get closer, before you even see the remains of the city, the ground is and sort of charcoaled, and you're getting down into the valley where it was located. You can see the hills further off to the west start to rise a little bit. The ground starts getting a little more uneven. It's not rough terrain, but you can tell that the elevation is changing. And then standing up above and looking down through the scorched remains, no longer smoking, no longer ablaze, but a remnant of a town that has not been rebuilt. No one has been down here. Everything looks almost like it did the day that you left. Just charred, collapsed homes, refuse lying everywhere, blackened ruin of a once cute little town.
I rebuilt it.
You rebuild it?
Yeah.
Roll to rebuild.
Okay. I assume that's a strength check.
Yes. You become Hercules and you rebuild it.
Oh.
Ah, not quite high enough.
Takes me all night.
There you are, a Hollow Waker.
So do I, looking at it, do I sort of remember which way we went from here to get to Uthalu?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were tracks initially. One way, as you got into the hills, that's where Uthalu lived. The other direction, it sort of swung out into the valley and around. That was the path that eventually led you to the kobolds.
Okay.
You're gonna try and pick your way.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check, just to see if you remember.
I'm going to take my fairy out for this one.
Okay.
I've been whizzing around my head. Oh, for fuck's sake.
No clue. Bumbling along. Spend the better part of your day trying to find this damned cave as Gayle walks along.
This dragon exists. I can hear you judging me back there, Gayle.
Dragon doesn't exist. It's
No
okay
Fox
to
believes me.
admit that it was a drunken escapade. It's okay to admit that you don't remember.
There's a dragon around here. It wasn't even that far away.
Are you sure it wasn't a dog?
Uthalu! I shout.
You get no response, unfortunately.
Uthalu! I throw out my arm. Come to my aid!
Roll another intelligence as you bumble around for hours trying to find this place. Yeah. Okay, perception check. Okay. As you wander your way through the hills, up and down, trying to find this cave, after several hours of trying and failing, you notice that there are some peculiar markings in the stone. You don't remember them being there last time, or at least you weren't looking for them. But they look like little faces, like little stylized dragon faces that someone has started to carve into the various rock formations that make up these hills.
Oh.
And you can see that, below a certain elevation they don't exist. And then you see one, and then 20 feet away you see another. And a little farther off you see a third.
Aha! I point them out to Gayle. Bet you feel silly now.
What?
I point.
The rock formation.
Dragon faces.
I don't see dragon face. You follow them for a ways. And the area does start to look a little more familiar. What's your passive perception, by the way?
It is incredibly good. Like,
No, it's not.
so good that I
Turns
don't
is
even want to
incredibly
say
good.
it because it'll blow your mind.
Whatever.
10.
How much?
10.
You better roll perception.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You suck. You do see the cave, though.
Okay. Hooray!
Yeah, you finally see a cave that looks somewhat familiar. Again, I don't know why Roll20 is doing this to me.
Because it's a
But
butt.
I don't know what it's doing. It's driving me crazy, I guess.
What's it doing?
It's not doing the full drop down, so I have to keep moving my maps around.
I think that's part of the add-on.
I think it is too, yeah. So you find yourself at the mouth of a familiar cave.
Alright, Gayle, don't freak out when we go in here, because there's going to be an actual dragon.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see a dragon, Snowflumps?
Well, yeah.
Okay. You can't hear him, but my horse is into it, I say to Gayle.
You take your horse in there?
Why not?
Well, I don't know.
He's part of the team.
Yes. You go inside. There's no light. I mean, the light casts in from the doors. You can see most of the cave. Cave's not super big. There's kind of that ramp that goes along the outside. There's a little cubby that's been carved out with the table and chair and half of a dinner set because Corin stole the silverware from it. Silverware has not been replaced yet. And then down at the bottom, you hear a little bit of movement, the sliding of metal against metal at the very bottom of the little cave. It's dim light in here, but there's enough that you can see.
I have torches. I'll light a torch.
Okay. And you hear a little chirpy voice call up in a language that you don't understand.
Translate, I say to Gayle. Also tell her that it's Xylund Shrillsteel. With Gayle, that's you. And Snowflumps.
This is a kobold.
No, it's not a kobold, it's a dragon.
No, it asked who's there, so... And Gayle responds back. And after saying Xylund Shrillsteel, the little flaps that you hear get louder and like they're moving faster. And flying up to the doorway with its butt and tail kind of dragging, because its wings aren't quite big enough to support Uthalu. She's still kind of getting a handle on that, you know? Physics aren't with her yet. But she manages to flap her way high enough that she gets to you in the doorway. And she's almost, kind of nose to nose with you. And just starts chattering at high speed. Again, can't understand her. And Gayle is just not talking at all. He's just standing there, kind of dumbstruck.
Told you. Now translate.
I can't. That's a dragon.
Yeah, I told you.
Ring. It's asking you about a ring?
What ring?
I don't know.
Well, ask him. Her.
Gayle stammers.
Do you have any kind of spell you could cast on me so I could talk to her myself?
No.
You should learn that one. It's a good one.
The eye roll is palpable.
Even amidst this wondrous occasion, he's still rolling his eyes at you.
Oh. And so he does. He kind of barks out sort of a harsh answer. And Uthlu does this weird 3-point turn because she, her maneuverability isn't awesome.
Yeah.
So she kind of swings her butt out, and swings around, and disappears into the darkness. Gayle bumps her shoulder from behind and says, "It says to come in."
It's a she. It's not an it. You're racist.
Whatever.
We'll follow her in.
He's basically like pressed. Like you can feel his hands on your back as you go down the ramp.
Don't use this occasion to cop a feel, Gayle.
That's a dragon.
What about you, Snowflumps? What do you think about all this?
This is fine. I'm not sure I want to go in there though.
Well, you can wait here if you want. You saw the dragon. You got the gist.
Yeah. Dragons are good.
Okay. We'll meet you when we get back out.
Alright. See, 6 by the door. You guys kind of make your way down the little ramp, past the little cubby hole, to the bottom floor, where Uthulu's little horde is still kind of in the corner. It doesn't look terribly much bigger than when you were here last time. But right now she's sort of scrambling through it, sort of pawing through it, nosing through it. And she pops up with a ring caught on one of her teeth. Sort of waddles it over to you and plunks it down in the dirt in front of you.
Do I recognize it?
If it might be hazy, given Xylund's selective memory.
Yeah.
But the first time you were here, none of you spoke Draconic. She offered a ring to Corin.
Right.
And Corin was able to act as translator.
Oh, I thought Corin just knew Draconic. But now that
No.
you say that, I remember that now, yes. And then I asked the team as a whole why we let Corin use the ring.
Yes.
Because that didn't turn out so well.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Okay, so I'll take the ring and put it on.
Okay. And as soon as you manage to slip the ring on, the sort of the grumbles and high pitched squeals and clicks that Uthulu has been doing this entire time, including the entire time you were putting on the ring, morphs itself into common, to a language you can now understand. And she is just chattering at high speed. I'm so happy that you're here. I've had so many visitors. You're not with your friends. They were here before, but then they left. And now you're here. They brought me a present. Did you bring me a present?
Maybe. What did they bring you?
And she's, I'll show you. Kind of roots around in her pile for a little bit, but kind of waggling in the air. And she comes up with a spoon. And she drops it down in front of you.
Well, that's a nice spoon.
Mm-hmm. The boy gave me that.
Gavin?
I guess? Yes?
Let's see. I'm not sure I have anything as cool as a spoon. Oh, do you like Silverleaf?
Silverleaf?
Have you ever smoked blood moss?
No?
Oh, I know what we can do. I bought these plays. Me and Gayle can act them out for you. That's even better than the spoon, I think.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But first, that'll be sort of at the end of our conversation, if that's all right.
Now she's visibly disappointed.
Actually,
spoon. It goes
never
back
mind.
to her pile.
We'll do the play first because this is actually to the point. So
settles herself back into her horde.
So I say to Gayle, can you understand what I'm saying when I speak, when I'm talking with her?
Yes.
Okay, so I pull out the Song of Silence. What we're going to do is we're going to perform this play for Uthulu, who is that's Uthulu there. I'll be, well, which part do you feel most comfortable playing?
Well, I mean, the narrator is the only part with lines.
So I'll be the narrator and you act out all the other parts?
I guess.
Okay, that sounds good.
He's eyeing Uthalu from behind you. He really hasn't left behind you yet.
She's super into it. This'll be an icebreaker too.
And she is. She's totally into it. Like, she's kind of swishing her tail back and forth as she sits sphinx-like on top of her little baby horde. She's totally about it.
All right, so I'll start to read from the play and motion for Gayle to get out from behind me and act out the parts.
Okay, so begins the worst possible rendition of the world-famous play Song of Silence by Varian.
Yay!
There's your performance check. All right. So as Xylund stiltedly reads the part of the narrator, Gayle, who was only half paying attention to the play at the time, scrambles to try and somehow mimic the things that are being described, trying to simultaneously be two different dragons, and then the Argent Order, and then the Brave Men of Lorehold. Eventually getting to, of course, the part with the Elven Sorceress, and I think that's another very difficult part because he's trying to cut out his own heart, and then
I'll assist with that.
Okay.
When he can't possibly do two parts, I'll sort of step in and play
Okay.
the alternate part while I read.
All right. So finally, the performance has concluded, and Uthalu laughs and sort of claps her little claws together. Says, "I know that one."
How do you know it?
What do you mean?
Have you seen this play before?
No?
You know the story, though.
Uh-huh. And then she starts to say something, and then she kind of clamps her muzzle shut.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
Well, I
for
mean,
doing that play for me.
there was kind of a point to it. I was hoping I could learn what you know about it since you're a dragon, and it seems like you might have mentioned something about Zugo the Voiceless before we knew her name. And you might know something about this Avacris the Mighty. And also maybe the Elven Sorceress.
Kind of shuffles on her pile. I know some stories.
Well, let's hear them.
I don't know that I should tell you, though.
Why not?
I don't want you to get hurt.
I've traveled the length and breadth of this land on my quest. And so far I have not come to harm. Or not serious harm. I'm still alive anyway. You don't have to worry about me. And I'm looking out for Gayle, so you don't have to worry about him either. He hasn't come to serious harm either.
Gayle's behind you.
Who bought you a pie?
I don't want to talk about pie ever again. Ever again. Uthalu sort of hums and haws. So you know the name, though. You know her name?
Zugo the Voiceless. Or the Sorceress. I think I have a pretty good guess who that is, too.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, no?
I know who Zuko is. And her mate. My parents used to tell me about them.
Who are your parents?
Sad.
Who are your parents?
Where are my parents?
I mean, are they still with us, or?
Players came for them.
Bastards. So
That's why I came here.
what do you know about Sugo?
You go. My father always said that the world would unravel, return to the chaos, and Sugo would still be looking for revenge. I was to never go near her territory. Never to get close to what was hers. But she had suffered so much.
Was her territory in the direction we headed out of here last time? Where the kobolds live?
Near the kobolds.
Pardon?
Yeah, near the kobolds.
Is that where my friends went?
Yes.
You haven't seen him since?
I couldn't tell them that you can't. You're not supposed to talk about her.
What happens if you talk about her?
And she comes for you. Or she sends her things for you.
What things?
The kobolds serve her, but there are others too.
Shadow dogs?
Never seen a shadow dog.
What others then?
All manner of creatures. She's very old. And very powerful. Very angry.
Cathal Ross don't serve her, do they?
Cathal Ross?
Dwarves. Underground dwarves who eat.
I think so. She won't be happy until she has her mate back.
Do you know anything about the orb in the play?
I know a little.
What do you know?
She starts to twist and sort of situate herself deeper into her hoard, like she's trying to hide in it. Sort of just thing that dogs do, and they settle down further into blanket. She just sort of scooching herself down further into her little hoard. I think I should say.
I think it'll be fine if you tell me.
My friend would be mad though.
Which friend?
And Bard. He wrote your play. He wrote
Burger.
it here.
He wrote it here. Did you tell the story to him and then he wrote it?
No.
You already knew the story. Berger Vochan, though. That was his name?
His name is Oren.
Same thing. Well, what do he look like anyway?
You kind of look like a dragon.
He had scales and stuff?
Blue.
Blue scales, okay. But you know Davin, the kid who gave you the spoon. I don't know if you mentioned it, but that's his dad.
He didn't say.
Yeah, I've actually been trying to track down. We've all been trying to track down his dad. You know, I think. Did he come here recently, Farragar? I mean, Orin?
Her little face just sort of twists itself up. Yes.
Was he looking for the orb?
Yes.
Where'd he go from here?
I don't know.
Why'd he come here then?
Just little cringy face.
Think how happy he'll be if we manage to reunite him with Davin.
That would make him very happy.
Yeah. I read some of his journals and seems very have a lot of regrets. Or as
He loved
not
his
being
son
part
very
of...
much.
Yeah.
That's why he came here.
Why?
He said he had to save his son. That the ball was gone. And he was afraid that he had it.
That Davin had it?
No,
His son?
no. The voiceless.
Oh, that she had it.
He was afraid. And he was afraid that she would try and get his son too. So he had an idea that he needed my help.
What was his idea?
Try and offer bait so that Hugo and her servants wouldn't go after his son, that they would go after the bait instead. I told him about the pretty lady, the one who likes dragons so much.
Bowen?
Yeah.
So he sold out Bowen. Okay, so how did he manage to... How did this work?
He came here, he asked me her name, where she lived, things like that. He came here, he wrote a letter at that table over there. He used to come here to work sometimes. Make stories, and then he'd read to me the stories, and I would tell him which parts that I liked best, and sometimes I would suggest jokes, and he would laugh, and sometimes he'd use them, and sometimes he said it just wasn't right for that story. He'd use them in another story. I'm sure he did, though. He always liked my jokes. I can be pretty funny sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I know. I remember. So he wrote a letter to Bowen?
Yeah.
Did he deliver it himself then?
I don't know. He took it with him. Sort of explained why he was doing it. Said that they wouldn't hurt her, but maybe it would buy him time if they thought that she was what they were looking for. I shouldn't have told them about her.
So, Bowen, refresh my memory, Bowen and you knew each other, correct?
Oh, I'd seen her. I knew she liked dragons. She would come out here. She'd heard the stories about, you know.
The voiceless.
Mm-hmm. She would come out here sometimes. I'd see her in the village. Sometimes I'd sneak down there, you know. Or follow her when she was studying. Always writing things in her book. Talk to herself. It was really nice. I shouldn't have told him about her.
But what exactly did you tell him?
He would come and I would tell him stories about people I had seen and things I had seen. Because sometimes he'd write stories about them. And he would make them characters. That was fun.
So Bowen turned herself into a magic bracelet, if I'm remembering correctly.
A cup.
A cup. and somehow got herself taken by Hugo the Voiceless.
Yeah, well, I know it was a long time ago. So
Yeah, like I'm asking. I don't.
Yeah, I'm refreshing your memory. Yeah, originally she received a letter
Okay.
describing the dragon, saying that there was, this big research opportunity. And she decided the best way to sort of get herself involved in that would be to transform herself into part of the horde so that she could study the dragon unnoticed. And the letter told her exactly where to go in order for that to happen.
And we didn't think it was weird that she got this letter? We didn't
Yeah,
follow
you
up
all
on?
thought it was weird, but you didn't know who it came from.
Oh, okay.
Because Tavares didn't know who it came from. He had the letter, he showed it to you, but
Huh.
he didn't know who it was, he didn't know where it came from or who it came from.
Can't believe you planned all this way back then.
I maintain that my threads are long, and while they occasionally are a little twisty, they do eventually make sense.
So, so why did do we know why the Knolls burnt the village, Hollowacre?
No, that you don't know.
So we are just in the process of following this lead that Tavares gave us. We came across Hollowacre, which had been just torched by Knolls and possibly a dragon.
Well, the letter said to go to Hollowacre.
Okay.
The letter said specifically to come to Hollowacre. Now, whether that was to meet with him, the letter writer, or if that was some contrivance on the part of Orin/Vergar, you don't really know. And as far as the Knolls and the Kobolds, you don't actually know who burned Hollowacre down. It was already on fire when you got here.
We saw the Gnoll tracks, though.
You saw Gnoll tracks, and you followed Gnoll tracks to the Kobolds. So,
but then the Knolls and the Kobolds. But the Knolls did know about the Dragon Orb.
The Knolls knew about the Dragon Orb because they and the Kobolds were fighting over it.
So the Knolls, and this was Clan Drekcast.
And this was Clan Drekcast.
So I'll ask Uthlu, so you say that others are following the Voiceless. Are they Knolls? Are the Knolls among her followers?
No. She would never have doggos serve her. No.
But they're involved somehow. They know about her.
Well, we all know about her.
I didn't.
Well, you don't live here.
I live pretty close.
You're a human.
So who burned Hollowacre? Do you know that?
I don't. I assumed it was the dogs. But I don't know. I didn't see it. I wish I had.
What about Glamoured? Have you heard of them?
Well, Orin used to tell me about them in stories sometimes. I've never seen one.
What did you have to say about them?
Oh, that they were very dangerous, and he would tell me stories about how they would wage wars against one another, and they would take children hostage and raise them as their own, and he had all kinds of stories about them.
Yeah, they're assholes.
Oh.
You remember that druid elf lady and the little short hyperactive dude who were here last time?
Of course.
Yeah, one of the Glamoured fried them. So watch out for those guys.
It's just her blue eyes just get so big. No.
Yeah.
And she starts to cry.
Oh, they're in a better place, probably. I have a horse from heaven. Heaven exists. I'm sure they're there now, frolicking in the gray grass.
So this little copper dragon is sobbing into her horn. These big copper tears streaming down her face.
Go comfort her, Gayle. Have you no heart? Sorry, you cut out. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can you hear me at all?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't catch any of that.
Oh, Gayle is standing there open mouthed as you made this poor dragon weep into its hoard. The sobbing Uthalu.
So he's not gonna go comfort her?
No, he's not gonna go touch the dragon. What are you? I was gonna say, what are you, high? But we know the answer to that.
I'll go over and pat her on the shoulder.
Okay.
There. I probably could have phrased that more delicately. I've had some time to get used to the idea myself. It was a bit of a shock at the time, though, so that was insensitive of me.
I can't believe you made it really cry.
Do you drink potato oil?
I don't think so.
You want to try some? Might make you feel better.
No.
Okay.
Gayle standing again halfway across the room from you, going, "Do not give dragon alcohol."
But yeah, it's a dangerous world out there. I mean, I didn't want to freak you out.
I'm sorry your friends died.
Yeah. Sorry, like I say, they're in heaven now. Holding hands and frolicking over the fields, which I've been told are grey. But in a nice way. You can talk to my horse if you want. He'll confirm.
My horse will confirm. What are you gonna do now? You got a sobbing copper dragon.
Oh! I have a comedy. We'll perform a comedy.
Gayle just goes wide-eyed again.
Which one was it again?
Maiden of
Freyhaven, yeah. I will be the non-maiden, and Gayle can act with the maiden parts.
Oh God!
I'll do all the non-maiden parts while Gayle is the maiden.
Oh Lord! I do not. What are you doing?
Are you not comfortable playing the maiden?
There's
You have more
songs
feminine
in here.
features. You're younger than me. I'll do the maiden if you don't want to do it, but I think the play would be better served with you as the maiden.
And so as you two are discussing this, Uthalu kind of lifts her head a little bit. She's still got the little tear tracks going down. And a little muzzle. You're gonna do another play?
Yeah, this one's funny though.
I like funny plays.
Maybe some of your jokes are in it even.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll find out. Alright, I'll be the maiden. I'm just gonna have to drink a little bit to get into the spirit.
Okay.
I'll slug some.
Alright, roll your
Potato.
performance.
And I guess we'll pass the book back and forth.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Okay, come on, I really need this to work. Wait, I feel so bad for making her cry. I'm gonna use my inspiration to just act the shit out of this.
Alright, use your inspiration. Critical success. So you act the living shit out of the Maiden of Raven. Even managing to carry a tune.
Hooray.
Enough so that you don't make her cringe. So you,
Does my inspiration extend to Gale's performance as well?
No, it does not.
God damn it, Gale.
Just makes you look better by comparison.
Okay.
Gale's very stilted acting and general just horror at what his life has become.
Well, as long as the maiden part is done right, that's the important thing.
Yes. The maiden has the biggest portion and done well, and songs are sung, and Uthalu seems to be feeling better by the end of it.
Should have got Snowfunks down in here to watch this. Oh, well.
Well, he's telepathic. Like,
Oh,
you
okay.
and he share a telepathic bond, so he's fine.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, Uthalu claps at the end. None of my jokes were in that one, but I liked it anyway.
Well, it had some funny parts.
It
Even
did.
if...
It was very funny. You did a very good job.
Thanks, I really tried.
That was good.
You feel a little better?
Yeah.
Do you have no idea where Oren went after he left here?
Mm-mm. No, he said he had to make some things right, though. I don't know what he meant.
And my friends went up into Sugo country and haven't come back.
Right. I'm sure they're okay.
Are you?
Well, she doesn't. You don't have anything she wants, so you should be okay.
Well, I mean, Oren was worried that she was going to go after his son, and his son just headed up into her lands.
Because of the ball.
Right. What do you know about the ball, anyway?
I know that he had it, and then he lost it, and he was trying to find it again.
Do you know what it does?
You know?
Does his name Amber Marin ring a bell?
Amber does. Warren said that was his mom.
Yep. Davin's grandma.
Yeah. He said she made it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when he would come visit, he would smell terrible. And he would walk kind of strange. He sometimes didn't quite make it to the chair and would just sort of lay down up above there. And he would talk kind of funny. But he would talk about how his mother was only really good at making weapons. That the ball was a weapon. That he was a weapon. And he would never let his son become a weapon too.
I sort of fold my flask of potato oil up for her to smell and say, "Did he smell like that?"
Kinda.
Yeah.
He used to talk about his family, but only when he smelled bad. I don't think he liked his mom very much.
That's a shame. I think she was the elvish sorceress in the play, The Song of Silence.
Cut out a dragon's heart?
Yeah, I think that's what the orb is. She stuck the heart inside the orb or something.
That might be why she wants it.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think she wants to maybe bring her dead lover or whatever they were back to life.
Would that work?
I don't know. She probably thinks it will.
Very powerful. Maybe it would.
Maybe.
And then she'd be happy again.
Well, I doubt it. I mean, she'd probably still be pretty pissed that he got killed in the first place. And now she'd have him on her side as well.
Probably. Yeah. She might be mad. But his mommy's gone. Oren's mommy's gone.
Yeah. She's in a gem now.
I like gems.
Yeah. Except, got split in half. The good half got put in this one gem, and the bad half got put in this other gem. And then Gnome stole the bad half.
Okay. Gems are nice.
Pardon?
Gems are nice.
Yeah. So what time of day is it anyway after all my faffing
Oh, you've been
around?
dicking around. Yeah, you've been faffing about for a good while. What with your many plays and chatting and
And it took me a while to find this place.
yeah, as you sort of rambled around the hills for a little bit. So yeah, it's probably getting on towards sunset as you sit and talk to your copper dragon friend, who notices the time as well. Says, you should stay. You can sleep here, and I'll go find a deer, and I can try and cook it like I did for your friends. They seem to like it.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
Don't touch my stuff.
I won't touch your stuff.
She sort of takes flight, slowly rising above the little ridge. Her button-tailed dragon, curling her little feet up so she's a little more aerodynamic. She's not gone too long. She's actually not a bad hunter. As Gayle just stares at you blankly in the dying light of the cave.
Dragon, see?
And we're gonna have dinner with it.
Her.
Her.
Yeah. So I'm thinking tomorrow morning I'm probably gonna have to head out into Sugo country. And I have a pretty bad feeling about that. So I think it might not be a bad idea if you just hang out here until I get back. And if I don't come back, just sort of make your way to Greylock.
You want me to stay in the Dragon Cave?
Yeah, and learn from her, record her stories. She's got lots of stories. Have conversations. I'll fill you in on the details of what happened up in Sugo country when I get back, so you can record them for posterity. But I think this next little bit might be a little bit too dangerous for a first-hand account.
What if you get hurt?
Well, then you're gonna have to soldier on through life without me, Gayle.
How long do I stay here?
How long does it take? Did it take to get from here to the Cobalt Cave last time?
I tell you that. It took like 2 days of travel.
2 days? 2 freaking days? Am I at all confident that I could make... Is there a trail from there to here?
No, it's actually mostly hilly terrain. So while you would still be a little faster on your horse, it would be difficult terrain for him. The only reason he can go is because he's a magic horse. A normal horse wouldn't stand a chance.
By a little faster, how much time would I save?
Maybe half a day.
If I die, the horse disappears?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take the horse with me. I wonder if Luthley would guide me. Guess I'll ask when she gets back.
She brings back a deer, baby deer. Its hooves are kind of dragging in the dirt because she can't quite get high enough to keep it off the ground. Or flings it down in the center of the cave, past her hoard, of course. And then immediately goes to her hoard and starts fluttering over it like she's counting it, while not trying to look like she's counting it.
We didn't touch it.
Oh, sure. I know. You wouldn't touch it. You're friends.
Right.
Okay. All right, let me see if I can do this. So she like goes to the stomach and she just rips a big section of fur and skin off. Gayle looks like he's gonna throw up. He's got entrails and everything just spilling out of his deer all over the place. And goes, you don't like to eat that part. I remember what humans eat, don't worry.
Okay.
She starts ripping off bits and pieces and using her claws a little bit and ferrets out some meat. Okay. Then she kind of gets down on her paws and digs her talons into the dirt a little bit, does a little butt waggle like cats do before they're gonna leap on something, and concentrates real hard. And she comes out with this little sputtering flame, like a malfunctioning Bic lighter. She gets it going. She's not very good at flame breath, but she, through enough trial and error, she gets enough flame going that she cooks it a little. I mean, it's mid-rare. Mid-rare is what it ends up being, but she's super proud of herself.
I clap.
And she kind of noses over to you. She goes, see? I know what humans eat.
Yeah, it looks good. I will eat it. Mid-rare is fine.
Gayle looks appalled, but he also looks scared to death of the dragon.
Unfortunately, my friend Gayle is a vegetarian, so we have special rations for him.
He'll eat rations.
Okay.
What's a vegetarian?
Only eats vegetables, like some kind of freak.
Yeah. You shouldn't do that. And she starts talking directly to Gayle.
I know, I tell him that all the time. He'll get thin and reedy and weak, growing boy like him. He needs to build his muscle mass.
He's right. All of these things are right. To eat more animals. And
All
Gayle
the
just sorts of
animals.
looks down at his rations. Like, he's not going to challenge this dragon, but he hates you so much right now. So, Uthalu, while you're eating your mid-rare bit of deer, is going between gnawing on random bits of offal and snapping bones in her mouth while she's chattering on about just random shit. Just, popping on and on about how it's a shame that there aren't any more people to watch anymore, and she has to go further and further away from home to see anybody, and that she misses her friend, but she's had so many friends the past few days. It's been really nice to see everybody. And then she starts to remember about Annie and Corin, and she starts to tear up a little again. She kind of bravely soldiers on through that and just keeps yammering. Says, I saved your friend's art, and I used it to make art of my own.
What art?
Oh, I've been drawing faces in the hills.
Oh, I saw that. Dragon faces.
Dragon faces.
Nice, yeah, that's what led me here. I was having a real hard time until I saw those.
Oh, good. You don't think anybody bad would come, right?
Well, they're pretty hard to find.
Okay.
But like if the voiceless sort of buggered off somewhere else, would you move higher up into the mountains?
No, I like it here. The voiceless is pretty far away. And her home is pretty far away. But
Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. I just know that it's far from here. But she likes to fly. But
It's not the same places where the kobolds come from.
well, she flies over that. But that's not her home. Her home is farther up.
Okay.
They like to live where the air is thin.
Oh, have you heard of mind flayers? Ithalids or illithids?
No?
They're mixed up in all this somehow.
Okay. What are they?
They've got tentacles growing out of their faces, and they can control people's minds and
You can do that.
Well, I was thinking that maybe compensate for not having a voice. She got some training from some Illithids, and they
I don't know.
because it seems like that stealing this orb is a bit of a feat for a bunch of kobolds. Seems like they would have needed some serious direction. I was thinking maybe he was controlling them with her mind.
Well, the kobolds would do anything for her.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying they're not willing. They're just not. I mean, I
Smart.
wouldn't say competence is a hallmark of the kobolds.
Some are smart. Couple. But, like I said, she's got all kinds of people. All kinds of creatures.
Can you think of any of the other kinds of creatures that?
Well, Orin said that I should always be careful of any humans who came because they could always work for her. And she's very convincing. And she doesn't always look like her, She can change her form too. So anybody could be the voiceless. You could be the voiceless, and I would know. Well, I mean, I would know because I'm very smart.
Right.
But somebody who's not could be tricked pretty easily.
Can you change your form?
No, why would I? I'm adorable.
Yep.
She says with a completely straight face. Like, this is fun. You want to see what I can do?
Sure.
Do you really?
Yes.
She gets off of her hoard and she walks away from dinner and she gets towards the edge of the little ground area, and she does a little butt waggle thing again. Like, she gets down real low, she sinks her talons into the earth, and she closes her eyes, and the ground starts to shake a little bit underneath you. It's a little baby earth tremor. It only lasts for a couple minutes.
Oh, cool. How'd you do that?
And just do it. Neat, huh?
Yeah, it is.
She just looks very proud of herself and kind of struts back over to her hoard and plunks down on top of it.
Do you know if the voiceless has any kids?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. How attached is she to her kids? Like, is she like a proud mother? Is she more like
Of course.
Oh, is she?
All dragons love their babies. They don't have very many. That's what my mom and dad always said. The dragons only have 1 or 2 babies in their whole lifetime, so they protect them a lot.
Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping it was more like a laying shitloads of eggs and letting them fend for themselves type of deal.
No. They only ever have 1 at a time. And the egg is around for a real, real long time before it becomes a baby. And then the baby is a baby for a real, real long time. And then it grows up like me.
So if let's say someone ran across one of her kids, like in the recent past, just for the sake of argument, it could, even though it was still a baby, it could conceivably be the child of her and Vercris.
I guess. Dragons are babies for a long time. And they're eggs for a long time. Have you met her baby?
Briefly.
Yeah? Never met her baby.
He is a little bit temperamental.
The baby?
Yeah. He's not like you, though.
Well, no, I'm not a baby.
No.
She just kind of pulls a face, like... Clearly.
So anyway, tomorrow I think I should probably head after my friends to make sure that because I think we should probably pull back for now for a variety of reasons. I think we're getting in a bit over our heads. So I should probably go tell them that. But I don't know the way to the Kobold Caves. Like the last time we were here, we had a guide. He was fried by a glamour, as I mentioned.
He starts to cry again.
So, do you know the way? Could you show me how to get to the Kobold Caves?
No, I can show you.
Because that'd be great. And then, if once I get there, if you wouldn't mind, could you bring Gayle back here with you? Because he, I don't think it'd be a good idea to take him in there. And I think you guys will get along great. Like, he's a little bit scared of you right now, but that's just because he doesn't. He's.
Well, I'm very strong.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And he until today he thought that there were no dragons.
That's silly. Of course, there's dragons.
That's what I told him. He didn't believe me. He thinks I'm a big fat liar.
That's silly.
Even though I buy him pie.
What's pie?
It's this circular thing with pastry and fruit filling.
Okay.
You can make it with meat though too. Meat pie.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I don't know if Gayle knows. Do you know how to make pie, Gayle?
Gayle just looks at you and he's stuffing a bit of ration in his mouth. No. No, I don't.
Well, next time I visit, assuming I come back from the kobolds, I will bring you a meat pie.
That would be so good.
Yeah, because we're probably gonna. If I manage to get my friends back, we're probably gonna have to come back this way at least one more time.
You should come visit.
Yeah, well, hopefully this can be a regular thing. I mean, I can't imagine there's a lot of entertainment up here.
Well, now that the people are gone, no. Sometimes you see like travelers come through, but they haven't remade the town yet or anything.
Have you heard of Whitfeld?
No?
That's a really nice town. You should relocate to there. After this is all done, I will show you the way to Whitfeld. I know some people there. They'll probably be cool with you being nearby. And hopefully that'll sort all this out.
Do they have caves?
Were there any mountains around Whitfeld?
No, it's all flat. It's all farmland out there.
Well, we'll dig you a cave.
Dig me a cave?
I think one of us can probably mold stone or something like that. That seems like a thing we could do.
Wow.
Lily might be able to do that.
I don't know what a lily is, but if it can make a cave, that sounds great.
So which of my friends came by here anyway?
It was the boy, the very shiny big one, and one I hadn't met before.
With horns?
Uh-huh.
Alright, well that was either Lily or Lana. They look pretty much the same.
She seemed nice. She gave me a coin, and I heated it up, and I bit it. And gave it back to her.
Did she smoke? Like cigarettes?
Oh.
So that was Lana.
She wanted a present. So.
What did you give her a present?
I bit her coin.
Was she happy about that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. My teeth left a mark, and she liked that.
Oh, okay, cool.
And sun is long set by now.
Anyway, we should probably turn in and
Okay.
I'll hold on to this ring for now until you head back, if that's all right. Like I'll give it back once we part ways further up towards the caves.
Remember though. I mean, I'll remember because I'm really smart, but just in case you remember too.
Yeah, I will remember.
Okay. Looks at you, kind of a little side eye. And she picks up the carcass of the deer that she has chewed her way through for the most part. And Gayle was kind of sitting off to one side so we didn't have to look at her while she did it. But she picks up the remains and she, flies it out and is gone for a bit and flies back in. And Maw's all blood covered and Talons are all blood covered. She's as cheerful as can be. You can sleep anywhere you want, but I'm gonna sleep right here. And she kind of plunks herself down into the middle of her hoard. Does a little spin. You can hear her getting settled in. And she kind of scrapes it all around her and builds it all around her like a little pile with her talons and lays down on it. Wraps her tail around herself. Gayle kind of lays down. Like one eye on you, one eye on the dragon. And as you guys drift to sleep...
Actually, before I drift to sleep...
Oh, yeah?
I want to check out this desk she mentioned with it that Orin did his writing at.
It's just that little table that you passed with the tankard and plate on it.
So there's nothing to be found of interest here?
Okay. No. Yeah, it's just a little table and chair set up. There's no books or paper or quills or anything left behind.
Alright, well I'm going to ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Just to see what's to be seen.
Well, obviously your ring comes off. Gale's got a couple things that pop on him.
Oh. Anything...
they're all abjuration magic.
Which one's abjuration again?
That's the safety one. It's
okay.
Heal spells and protection spells.
Good.
And there's a couple of little bits here and there in Uthulu's pile.
I won't investigate any closer. I was just kind of curious. I'll go to sleep.
Alright. As you guys settle down for the night and drift off to sleep, you hear Gayle start to snore like a lumberjack, mixed in with Uthulu's humming to herself in her sleep. Some little song, known only to her. Interrupted by a dragon fart every now and again. And that's how you spend your evening.
Okay.
So you wake up the next day refreshed, ready to go, popping rations in your mouth, praying to Grennan. Uthulu's up and ready. Yeah?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. So y'all head out. Snowflunks is out where you left him, waiting patiently.
Did you catch any of that play we did?
Yeah? Yeah.
What'd you think?
That was good.
Okay.
Not much of an art critic, your horse.
That's fair enough, I guess.
So Uthulu leads you down this little twisted thing. She points out the rock where Annie left her druidic mark. It's half worn away, but
yeah. See, the druid who did that—that's one of the ones who got fried.
She starts to cry.
I'm sorry.
She kind of half flies, half floats her way along.
I can scuff it out so you don't have to be reminded.
No, leave it there. Your friends seem to like it.
Okay. They didn't tell you that she got fried?
They didn't say much.
Okay.
Sniffle. So she leads you down into sort of the Valley of Hollowacre, off in the opposite direction from her cave. Just chatting away the whole time.
If she's interested, I'll also read another one of the plays to her as we go.
Yes, that would be great. Absolutely enraptured. The only one you have left is...
No, I got two. I got Damsel in the Tower and Fortnight in Lorehold.
Oh, you do have Fortnight in Lorehold.
I'm curious about Fortnight in Lorehold, so I'll read that one.
That's actually a good one to read because it's mostly that one main character. There are some side players, but it's long chunks of monologue about the meaning of life and his place in it, and
awesome.
this very film school student vibe going on here. This is clearly an early work, which Uhu seems to enjoy. As you're reading this long chunk, she winds you around the valley, and every now and again there'll be a noise in the forest, and she'll get kind of tense, but otherwise she seems to be comfortable. They're traveling with you guys. And she keeps up pretty well. So we can take a shortcut through here. Climbing's pretty rough, though.
So, my friends, they didn't ask you to show them the way?
No.
But they did come this way, I'm assuming?
They said they were coming to the kobolds.
How did they know the way? Well, anyway. Okay, we'll climb the bit, she said.
Okay. Athletics.
Can Snowfumps make it?
We shall see.
We have to make a roll for Snowfumps too.
You
Animal
have his
handling or
stats?
something? Animals handling?
No, it would be his stats.
Okay, then never mind. Athletics.
And
18.
okay. Look at you. Snowflunks is good. Let's check Gayle.
Gale's on Snowfumps.
Oh, is he? Then Gayle has to make a ready check. I said I would put in a postie to find Gayle, and then I put in like 3 posties, and I don't know which one is Gayle. There he is. Dex. Not his strong suit. Okay. He's not gonna feel good in the morning, but he made it.
Yeah.
Yay! He's gonna ride like a sack of potatoes, hanging on for dear life. Was your question about how they found their way a legitimate one?
Well, if she doesn't know,
No,
like
she doesn't know.
If I think I know, like metagame, like out of the game, I think I know. I don't know if Xylund would know.
Oh.
I
I assume Xylund would know.
Kern probably found his way by the stars, didn't he, or something like that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Kern's navigated for you before. He is able to read the stars' repositioning. He has navigator's tools and everything.
Okay. I guess Xylund would probably know that too.
Well, he's like I say, he has done it for you before. He tried to do it when you guys were in Treaty Woods until you started to get into the really heavy wild magic zones, and the stars weren't reliable any longer.
Okay.
And that's when you relied on Corin. But he did manage to get you out after the incident. So, which we can't talk about because it makes Uthulu cry.
Even though Xylund brings it up at every fucking opportunity.
Even though he keeps bringing it up over and over again because he's a cruel, cruel man. He's a bastard.
He's not a bastard. He's just tactless.
He's a bastard. So you guys travel for an entire day, and you get to the top of this ridge, and I mean, you could definitely tell you are on a higher elevation. And Uthulu says, "Well, we can rest if you want. I can find supper. We should be there by the morning."
Okay, sounds good.
You guys kind of do a little makeshift camp, and she scares up some small animals for you that she has tried to pre-cook, but it looks like she overdid it. So by the time she brings it to you, she's got 3 or 4 squirrels that are just burnt to hell. And she's just incinerated these suckers, trying to cook them for you.
I still make a show of being delighted by her efforts.
You have to peel off the skin and fur because she didn't do that first. Looks like she fried them to kill them. But she's super proud.
Yeah.
Super proud. Gayle eats rations.
I'm going to use my Defiant Sense just to make sure we didn't park on top of a bunch of Cattle Ross or something
Okay.
crappy.
Search for undead?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you seem to be fine for now.
Okay.
You don't sense anything. You guys get a little bit of sleep. Uthulu is starting to get a little anxious. She's awfully far from home. And her horde, and that makes her visibly nervous. So she kind of wakes you guys up a little before dawn. She's like, ready to go, ready to go, ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, by the
And-
way, have you ever carried anyone on your back?
No,
Do you think you could?
maybe.
I'm just thinking, like, on your way back, it'd be faster if Gayle got a ride on you back, so you get back to your horde faster. Because I have to take the horse with me.
Oh, probably.
He's pretty light.
And
All
he's
that
very small.
vegetarian eating.
Eat more meat.
I know.
I will
Those-
feed him meat while you're gone. Don't worry. I will take very good care of him.
All right. Well, I mean, you should respect his lifestyle choices too, though.
But I'm smarter.
Oh, undoubtedly, but you can't force people to learn. They have to learn at their own pace in their own way.
No, that's not true. I'm a dragon. I can make people do whatever I want.
I look over at Gayle.
Gayle looks terrified at this entire conversation.
Do you want to come with me, Gayle?
Thought you said it wasn't safe, Xylund.
It's not safe at all. I'm just. I like. There's this thing called informed consent.
I don't think dragons know about informed consent.
I mean, Gale's just a small little thing, and you're this big, mighty, strong, smart thing.
Yeah,
And
he's
you're-
your baby, clearly.
Well, I'm a parental figure, at least, anyway.
Gale's gagging behind you as you walk.
But anyway, I mean, you're gonna scare the shit out of him if you try to make him do something. You know what I mean? He's got to just come to these conclusions in his own way. I mean, just show him by example. Like, eat the meat in front of him and go, mmm. You know, make noises like it's really appetizing. But if you actually force him to eat it, you're just gonna make him miserable. And I'd like for you to get along.
That seems like a smart thing to do. Roll a persuasion.
Yay!
Look at that! Woohoo. That's a smart idea. You're right. I will teach your baby to eat meat while you're gone.
Okay, but just not by forcing him.
No.
Okay.
No, by showing him how smart I am, and that he can be smart too.
Right. And also maybe commenting on how dwarf chicks don't dig sticks.
What? You now confused the baby. You are just corrupting all the innocence this session. Lana's gonna be so mad at you when she finds out what you've been telling this baby dragon. So you guys walk and it is actually not terribly far away. Dawn has broke. The sun is almost fully up, and you find yourself going to the trail that leads you up to the Cobalt Cave, which you remember fondly.
Do I remember it fondly?
Oh yes. So Boothoo nods as there you go. That's where they live.
Alright, so you guys better head off. I don't know how long I'm going to be.
Okay.
I might be causing a ruckus. I don't know.
Okay.
You probably don't want to be around here.
Okay. I need my ring though.
Oh yeah, right. So I'll give her the ring and I'll give Gayle I guess he's eaten. Okay, so how many days from the Ding and Sitch?
How many days have you been traveling from Ding and Sitch?
Ding and Sitch to the Dragon Cave, how long was that?
Alright. Ding and Sitch to the Dragon Cave. It was 2 days.
Okay, so that's minus 4 rations. And then Gayle ate rations while we
Mm-hmm.
so 2 more rations for Gayle.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give him 5 days rations. And I'll say if I'm not back and when these rations run out, I should probably start thinking about heading to Greylock.
You gave him how many days?
5 days. So I'm leaving 4 for myself.
Okay. Alright. So Gail takes the rations. You just don't die.
I'll do my best.
Dragon could eat me at any time.
She's not gonna eat you. If I do die, though, I mean, I still expect you to cough up that epic tale of my adventures.
I will definitely write about you if you die.
Alright, thanks. That's all I want.
And while
Sure.
you two are sort of saying your goodbyes, you can't understand her anymore because you've taken the ring off, but Utulu is barking at Gail.
What's she saying?
She says, "Come on, baby, it's time to go."
Have fun.
I hate you so much.
Look at this. How many? You're infamous after this. You've interviewed a dragon.
No
Get
one's
as
gonna
much.
believe me.
Well, get as much stuff from her as possible. All the lore she probably knows, and they won't be able to argue with the facts.
Okay. Just, you don't really think the castle, Ross? I mean, you're not gonna run into them, right?
Well, we haven't run into them here before, so I'm hoping not.
Well, if you do, just run. I don't care who you have to leave behind, just run.
Well, I'm not really big into leaving people behind.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see who it is who's being left behind, I guess.
Remember the whole thing? And as he's saying this, he's like getting on Utulu's back so she'll stop barking. And he keeps interrupting his sentence to you to say something to her in Draconic. Like, just. I know you think I'm a dumb kid, but this is something that I know something about. Just don't poke the cat. You'll
Well,
be
I don't think
stuffed and mounted before you know it.
we didn't really poke them to begin with. They just kind of keep running into them.
Oh, there's gotta be a reason for that.
Probably. Anyway, have fun. Wouldn't, do you any harm to eat some of her meat to make her happy. I'm fine.
He says something to her in Draconic, and she says something back to him, and he heaves a sigh, just hangs his head as she goes running off in the opposite direction, chattering at a mile a minute in Draconic. So it just sounds kind of like squawks and barks to you. And you are now in the mouth of the Kobold Cave.
Do
Do
we
you want to go
stop
in?
here, or how much danger is there of time streams crossing?
None at this point.
Okay, so I'll go in.
Okay.
Oh, I've got night goggles. I put them on.
Okay, cool. You put on your night goggles. And... Hang on a second. Do this the stupid way.
Oh wow, this doesn't look like a cave entrance.
To find the right one. Yeah,
Ooh.
this is it. As you can see, your crew has left notes for you.
It's like Dark Souls.
Yes. Yes, they've used their soapstones. So you return to the cave that you left so long ago. It is empty and dark, but you can see, thanks to your goggles. In the area where there was once a happy, contented baby red dragon, it is no longer there. There's a dark crimson stain on the floor where it once was before it was slain by person or persons unknown. And the earth around that area has all been disturbed. Looks like it might have been like dug up and then filled back in. But you can still see where it's been, like kicked up. Obviously disturbed compared to the smooth cave floor around it. But you don't see anybody.
I'll just leave it. I won't dig up the baby. If that's what it is there.
Okay.
Wait. No, never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, I messed it up.
You're messing it up?
I messed it up.
On purpose?
No, an accident. Oh well.
That's okay.
I'm gonna delete it. You'll never know. Alright.
Actually, maybe I'll,
Goggles McGee.
Pardon?
So what are you gonna do, Goggles McGee?
Maybe I'll cast Locate Object just to make sure that, can I locate object and say dragon bones and see if there are dragon bones underneath this?
Yeah,
pile of
you've
dirt?
been in contact with dragon bones. Specifically this dragon's bones.
Yeah. So I'll do that.
Okay?
So is this a dragon grave?
You don't sense dragon bones.
But there's a mound here.
It's not a mound. It's just disturbed earth that looks like it was like dug up and then filled back in. There's no mound, there's no marker. It looks like a hole that's been filled in.
I don't have a shovel, do I?
Do you?
What are these kobolds doing down here? They must have been mining or something.
Yeah. There's actually quite a bit of mining equipment in the lair itself. It'll be kobold sized, but
better than nothing. I have an explorer's pack. I don't know if that comes with the shovel. I don't think so.
Okay. You can look it up. I'm lazy. You should know this.
Why?
I don't know.
I'll just move on to the next area and assume this doesn't have a shovel.
Okay.
It does not have a shovel.
Okay. So, if you will recall, it was over here that led to the Kobold Warren.
Over Pardon, where? Okay, yeah.
And the little slidey wall is slightly ajar. Here? Like it's been pushed open.
Okay.
Again, still very dark, but...
Push it. Was there any other exits from this area?
No, just the way you came and the secret little door here.
Okay, I'll go through the secret door.
Alright. Oh, I forgot all the notes these guys put in. We go to level 2. So you come in from this direction. And again, everything looks very much how you left it. Except for the fact that there are no bodies that you can see. And there were before.
I just moved my note so that it corrects their erroneous note.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That was Xylund, and it was further north. For the record, it was not Curran who showed the kobolds their slain god. That was Xylund in his first epic moment. Well, apart from killing the baby dragon. He held up, like Annie had, it was in bear form and had all the kobolds scared stiff, and Xylund undid all that by pissing them off and holding up the dead baby's head.
Yep.
Behold your slain god, and then dropped it and they all attacked.
Yes. Because you guys had the idea of casting light on it so light would shoot out of its eyes and mouth.
It was awesome. And it was Xylund.
It was Xylund. That is factual. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, go on. I just need to clear that up.
Fine. But yeah, everything is pretty much how you remember it. Poo pit. Mushroom farm.
Okay.
As you sort of wander your way through, there's
shovels? Any shovels?
Not so far.
Okay.
Up here in this northern area, this is where Xylund showed the kobolds their slain god. This used to be, again, an area for caged animals, wargs and such. All those are gone. The traps that you saw before, they've been rebuilt, but kind of hastily. You're still able to walk fairly freely through here. Most of these are still sort of hanging down, either haven't been fully rebuilt or have been rebuilt and re-triggered. Now, in this little area here is the remnants of a mine, and you are able to find a few cast-off shovels. But for the most part, it looks like everything has been packed up and hauled out.
They'll grab a couple shovels in case I break one, because they're cobalt shovels.
Yeah, they are cobalt shovels. So they're half size and pretty janky.
And I'll take a time out from my epic rescuing the party mission and go back and dig up a possible dead something, or whatever's buried there. Or might have been buried there.
Okay. We'll pop you back.
How big is the area of dug up dirt?
It's roughly the size of a baby dragon. It's about 10 foot round.
But there's also a blood stain here, you said?
Yeah, there's a crimson stain around the outside of the circle. To one side.
Alright, I'll just start digging down in the middle.
Alright, do an athletics check. Pretty good. So the earth moves fairly easily. It's still kind of loose. So you start digging your way, and you don't find bones. And you're digging 5 feet. And then 10 feet. No bones.
10 feet is sufficient.
10 feet is sufficient. The earth down here is a little strange. It doesn't seem to match with the rest of the cave floor. Yeah.
Doesn't match how.
It seems to be darker than what's above you.
So the earth that I initially started digging down, it did match with the cave floor?
Yeah, the stuff on top pretty much matched the rest of the cave floor. It was just kind of loose and rocky and crumbly, like it had been dug up and pulled back in. But the further down you go, the less the soil matches what's above you. It's darker and it's kind of squishier, and it's almost wet underneath your spade.
I'll dig down another couple feet, just...
Another 5 feet or so.
Well, I'll tie my rope around something up there so I can get myself back out of here.
Okay.
Around one of these
there are plenty of
stalactites or whatever.
yeah. There are plenty of rocky growths that you can anchor yourself with. That's fine. Dig down another 5.
Sure.
Go ahead and make a perception check as you dig.
This is the slowest rescue mission ever.
Maybe not.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So you keep digging down, and things are getting a little squidgy, and the ground underneath you doesn't feel solid any longer. You notice your boots start to sink further and further down as you dig. It doesn't seem like there's much left underneath supporting you. You want to dig down a little further?
So I've dug down 15 feet now.
Mm-hmm.
I have 30 feet of rope, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So you could go another 5 feet and still be okay, and wouldn't be able to fall like you.
I am going to tie the rope around my waist.
All right.
In case this gives out.
Okay. Tie the rope around your waist.
Keep digging.
Dig another 5 feet. As you continue to dig, I'll allow you another perception check. You move your earth to the side. Feel yourself sinking further down. Okay. As you move the last bits of earth, the last 5 feet, your janky little spade starts to bend and break, and you start to get some more soil in your hands, and your boots are sliding down. You understand now why the soil looks and feels wet. It's because it's covered in slime. Almost imperceptible, completely colorless, but definitely slime. It looks like somebody sneezed all over this dirt. And as you get down to the very, very, very bottom, and your boots start to sink in through, you run out of floor. You run out of dirt. Your rope catches as the last bits fall away into what is very clearly a tunnel running underneath this thing.
This is not a slime river.
It's not a slime river, no. From what you can see with your goggles, it looks like the walls of this tunnel, they're all kind of slightly curved, and they're actually larger than you would expect. Like, you could stand pretty comfortably. Kern could stand pretty comfortably in these tunnels. But you can see the same glisten of snot on either side of these tunnels. And it seems to be running this way. So it's actually running into the warren. From outside the warren to inside the warren.
The slime is running?
Well, the tunnel. The
Okay.
tunnel is coming from the direction of the exterior cave towards the direction that you know the warren to be.
So this is not a natural looking...
No. This looks like something that was carved out. or dug out.
This is probably Cathal Ross.
That is how Cathal Ross move.
Do slime tunnels?
You know they move underground.
They poke their heads up, and then the kobolds filled it back in, maybe. Maybe they stole the fucking dead dragon. Little assholes. To turn it into a zombie dragon. Shit, a headless zombie dragon. Fuck. What do I do? So I'm just kind of dangling there, surveilling.
Yeah, basically your rope is keeping you from touching down on the tunnel, but it's only a couple feet. Like if you cut the rope and you're talking about a 4-foot drop, like it's
so
nothing
I could
that's
still
gonna hurt.
jump up, grab the rope, pull myself back up.
Yes, you could still leave the tunnel.
Okay, I don't want to cut the rope. I'd rather just untie. I don't want to lose any rope. I've only got 30 feet.
Yeah, you can climb back up the rope if you want to, or you can untie yourself and let yourself down, whatever it is you'd like to do.
I'd like to try to untie myself and let myself.
Okay, that's easy enough. You've got your rope still dangling. And yeah, again, it's just a 4-foot drop to where you're standing in the tunnel.
Can't believe that stupid digging got me somewhere. Like every stupid dumb idea I have seems to go somewhere. It's like
exploring gets you treasure. Never forget that.
Okay, so before I head deeper towards the warren, I think I'm gonna just move a little ways in the opposite direction, away from the warren.
Okay.
Like how is this pretty much a straight running tunnel?
It's a straight shot. There doesn't seem to be any branches that you can see. It seems to be a pretty straight shot.
So, being very sort of aware that I'm probably in Cathal Ross territory, I'm going to try to stealth for about 5 minutes in the opposite direction of the warrens. Just to see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so even with disadvantage, I'm cool.
Yeah. So you kind of... Not that there's a whole lot of places that you can hide in this tunnel.
Yeah. I guess they have dark vision too.
They do. But you sort of scrape your way along the walls a little bit and go down a little and away from the hole. And as you kind of get to about where the exterior of the cave is, it seems to be cut off. Like there's the tunnel stops abruptly, but there's an area on the ground that's been filled in and then stoned over. So there's this almost perfect circle of black colored stone, almost like a manhole cover.
Can I lift it?
You can try.
I'll try. I'm probably going to regret using that inspiration to perform a play.
It seems like the stone is actually attached to something else underneath it, and it doesn't seem to want to move.
Right, never mind that then. I'll go back the other way.
Okay. You make your way back, and you can see the light as you pass by the open hole up above. Your rope
Wasn't there any light up there?
Well, a little bit from the cave.
Okay.
You're fairly close to the cave entrance. You can still see your rope dangling. I
got night goggles anyway.
Yeah, you can see just fine. So now you go into what you assume to be the interior, or underneath it anyway, and you can feel the tunnel slope downward and gently curve off to the left and right, still basically keeping the singular tunnel, but slowly snaking to the left and right, and occasionally a gentle slope down. And you make your way for a while, traveling. Every now and again you see little breaks up above you, those little manhole covers of stone above you or off to one side.
Hmm.
They don't seem to have any rhyme or reason to them, they just seem to appear. And after a little while, you see there's another. As there's an incline, you get to a location, and while the tunnel does continue to go in a straight line, there's another large section of that moist, loose soil that's directly above you. Looks like it's been, again, dug out and then pushed back in, but there's no manhole cover over this one. It seems to have been neglected.
So my shovel's busted.
Well, you took a couple.
Yeah, I did take a couple.
Yeah, the first one that you took did break as you got to the bottom, so you still have one left.
The tunnel continues on, though?
Mhm.
Well, can I dig some of the earth out just standing in the tunnel with my shovel?
Yeah, you're tall enough, you can definitely reach.
Okay. I'll do that.
So you start chipping away at this loose soil above you. It's all fallen, and it's all slimy and awful and bad, and you're trying not to get into your mouth or your hair or anything.
Yeah, well, I don't really have any hair. I've got stubble.
Oh, that's true. You shaved your head. Yeah, your hair stubble.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I am growing out a beard. Like, I haven't been shaving since on this journey.
Okay. You're just swapping hair placement, is that?
Well, it's all growing out at the same rate, I imagine, so...
Okay. I see.
I'm not keeping my head shaved, but just next time I need to become Limpy the Mule, I think maybe a beard would help in the disguise, a gray beard.
That would probably help, yeah. Alright. Do an athletics.
Yeah! Look at that!
So, digging away! You do such an awesome job that the layers above start to crumble and fall faster than perhaps you anticipated.
Oh shit!
And the whole tunnel just kind of falls its way in. But since you were anticipating it, you managed to step out of the way so you don't get any in your face or anything. And this is it's again very similar to the hole that you came down. This one, you can see that there's blood in the upper layers of blood. Dark crimson stained dirt and bits of stone in the uppermost layer that comes tumbling down.
Possible for me to sort of jump up and try to grab the...
Yeah, you could potentially climb. The soil around the tunnel is compacted, so it's strong enough that it could support you. If you wanted to dig out handholds for yourself, it would just take a little time.
All right. Well, I'll kind of want to see what's up there, so I'll do that.
Okay. Just athletics again. Waste yourself. Oh. So you struggle. You struggle hardcore. Make a dex check. See if you can't hoist yourself up there. Hey! So you managed to drag your plate-wearing butt up this hole. Boots dangling. This is where you end up.
Place.
Mm-hmm. You end up right there. This place has a few not insignificant changes since the last time you were here. You can see where the blood came from, where the blood smears came from. There's still some left on the floor.
Like dried blood?
Mm-hmm.
How old?
Pretty old. It's pretty dark
Okay.
and set into the stone. This is the place where the Knoll captain.
Oh shit, they took her too. They fucking zombified her. These guys are like voracious. They're just snapping up all the things we kill.
Also of note, the...
Oh fuck! And she showed up as a zombie in the... Okay.
Along the back wall is the portrait, the mural of the Great Red Dragon that the kobolds lovingly painted.
I'm gonna go take a look at that now that I know that it's this ancient, friggin' pissed off at us, probably evil thing.
You can see where somebody has about 3.5 foot up from the ground. Someone has taken their hand, dipped it in potentially red paint, and just placed it on one end of the mural, so it's about where the dragon's feet are, and just walked the length of it, just smearing unbroken a big red smear, big dark red smear all the way across the bottom of this mural.
It's not blood, though?
It's dark red. Also of note, this wall over here, where there used to be a rickety kobold-style ladder that let them escape, that's been completely caved in. Something very large came through that stone wall, and then it was all sort of stoned up again. It's all just compacted earth and bits and pieces of stone that have been crammed into it. The kobolds have carved themselves out just enough room in the upper corner for a tunnel. You could tell it was the kobolds because you can see the little bits of wood and metal that they used to brace it like a mine, so that it was sturdy enough that they could climb out.
So I want to take a closer look at this handprint. Can I tell what kind of creature might have made it?
It looks humanoid, in as much that it, from what you can tell, has at least 4 fingers. The thumb is probably obscured by the smear.
Okay.
The hands are smaller than yours, and the fingers are shorter and sort of squatter than yours. They don't look like a child's hands, but in between.
Could be a dwarf then.
Potentially. But no talons, no indication of any other strange fingers or anything like that. It looks humanoid.
Right. I just want to look around this room.
Sure.
For anything really.
Well, there's not a whole lot in here. The overgrowth has begun to take over even more than it had the first time you were here. But again, no bodies are left behind. You can see the bloodstains where the captain and her men fell, where the kobolds, the shield bearers, and the brave defenders of the Warren died at 0 bodies.
No rope?
Mm-mm. Go ahead and roll an investigation. Okay, so as you check out the room, taking in the blood stains and disturbances in the growth of the vines and everything, there's very clearly a set of humanoid footprints leading through from the door to the chamber, all throughout the room, and eventually ending at the wall here. 3 sets. Fairly new, given the amount of dust and dirt and garbage that's in this room.
3 sets?
3 sets.
I'm going to poke my head out the north exit there and see if I see any. We weren't killing kobolds by the time we got to this room. We were friends with them.
Correct, yeah. You went through the first area, and there was some cultural misunderstandings.
Right.
And so, yes, there was a lot of fighting. But the second layer, which was primarily the dormitories and the treasure room, you were attempting to be more diplomatic, and so you didn't fight anybody on that level.
Actually,
Not-
I do remember that treasure room that was guarded that we didn't investigate, so I'm gonna go investigate it now.
Okay.
And I want to keep an eye out for rope.
For rope? Alright.
Although I suppose if I have to, I could just go back to the first room and grab my rope.
So you come out this door. I head into the armory, which has been totally cleared out. All that's left are a few makeshift blacksmith stations and the actual racks that the arms and armor hung upon. Wandering out, you can get into the treasure room, but it has been totally cleared out. You can actually see, other than a few random coins scattered along the ground, everything that was in here is now gone. You can see the grooves in the dirt from where they appear to be hauling boxes and chests out of this room.
Did we ever go down this tunnel here, or is that just a nowhere?
Nope.
We didn't?
Mm-mm.
Is this a tunnel here too?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I'll go down the tunnels we never went down.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and reveal these areas.
Oh shit.
Since you're not really on a time crunch. So you're allowed to sort of wander through the rest of the warrens here.
Anything cool?
Not really. Again, these are mostly dorms, mines, storerooms, mushroom farm, food pit. These are living quarters for the civilian population. And they've all been cleared out.
I don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing this, because he does feel some sense of urgency. But Xylund would probably just quickly check to see if any of these mushrooms are known hallucinogens.
As far as you can tell, they are not. They seem to be akin to like Whittier mushrooms. They seem to be food mushrooms.
Okay. In the room I just came from, the big one, where we fought our big battle, was there anything that I could potentially tie a rope to dangle down the hole?
There are vines.
So I could have used the vines that were in there as a rope to... Okay, I'll go do that then.
Okay.
Try to dangle some vines down the hole so it's not so hard to get back up here in case I have to get up in a hurry.
Okay. So you do that. Got some vines secured to one of the old half-broken pillars.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Climb back down the hole.
Alright. You can climb back down the hole. Athletics. See if you fall and break your butt.
My butt is ironclad.
Well, that's why it's going to be broken if you fall.
My butt is fine.
Your butt is fine.
My butt sings a merry little tune as I descend.
Oh dear. So you make it down, you're back in the tunnel. Where to go now?
Further down the way I haven't gone yet.
Okay.
It's still just a singular...
Yeah, it still seems to be this one tube. And it goes for some ways. It does, again, it starts to do the serpentine thing, and you can feel things change. But you seem to be going pretty quickly and cutting through quite a bit of territory in this tunnel. Just the way it sort of cuts and veers and whips back and forth.
This is such a bad fucking idea. Keep going though. What am I gonna do? It's like a secret Cathalraz tunnel. I'm not gonna not go down it.
Okay, we continue down. You travel for an indeterminate amount of time. It's still that same tunnel. You still see those little manhole covers from bit to bit. They seem to be plugging up areas. You can see the loose earth around them. So after however long you've been down here, you have no idea. You hear what sounds to be movement up above, or not up above, but up ahead of you. Sounds like something scraping against the soil.
Gonna sneak closer.
You gonna sneak?
Gonna try to. Moving very slowly. Oh, please, please. Please, please, please. Please, 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 please. Uh-oh.
I gotta roll.
Critical success on 1.
Yeah. Wrong one, but yeah.
Yeah, well, anyone was the wrong one since I have disadvantage, but...
Okay. You're creeping along this tunnel. You hear that odd sound of earth moving. And the air down here is beginning to change. It's getting warmer, like you're sharing space with something. Creep your way down. You see something kind of pale, almost shimmering in the distance. You get closer to it, and it fills the tunnel. Pale and moving, pushing its way through the tunnel, making it a little wider. Seeming to almost compact sides, so it's a little stronger.
Is it moving away from me? Like, right now, my mental image is some kind of massive glowing maggot.
Basically.
Fucking gross.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it reminds you of a grub, wood louse maggot. Yeah. But massive, filling the tunnel and pushing just beyond it, impacting the walls and pulling itself along with tiny little legs, leaving sort of that mucousy slime trail behind it as it goes.
Aha. I'm gonna let it get a little bit of distance on me before I start to follow.
Okay. You let it kind of do its thing. It doesn't seem to change what it's doing. If it knows that you're there, it gives no indication.
Well, I can't get past it anyway, so...
No, you can't, unfortunately.
I'm not sure. How, like, would this qualify as a large creature, or...
Oh, yeah.
Larger
Yeah.
than large?
You can't see how far it extends.
Oh, true. Okay. But just going by its back end.
Going by how far around it is definitely a large creature.
So I probably shouldn't try to smite it. Smite its butthole.
Don't smite its butthole.
Your butthole hath been smoten.
Your butthole has been smoten. Alright, so you're gonna creep along this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Roll. Actually, let me roll.
Like, I'm gonna let it get far enough ahead that I don't think it could hear me. But I don't know what kind of hearing range it has, so...
See, that's the thing. It doesn't have to hear you.
Oh, tremor sense?
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Roll a dex save, please. And what is your current armor class?
Well, I didn't say I had my shield out, and I probably wouldn't. So 18.
18. Alright. Okay. Hang on. Get my notes. 1 second. Just be fair. Yep.
Yep, what?
You are webbed. Instead of smiting this creature's butthole, it uses it against you. Shooting out a spray of awful, stinking, smelling, webbing type stuff.
Okay.
That creates a nice little cocoon around you. You are restrained, sir.
I will try to struggle free.
Okay, that is a strength check.
Just straight strength, not athletics?
Nope, just strength.
Because I'm better at athletics.
I understand that.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I snap it!
You snap it. Alright, so you're free.
So it pooped out a flying blob of webbing at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna back up. Is it coming after me?
Mm-mm. No, it appears to just be going on its merry way.
Okay, I'm gonna let it get way far away.
Okay.
Like,
You wait till it's out of sight.
well, long till it's out of sight. Like,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hope that it can't communicate to whoever's got it digging these tunnels.
Okay. Alright. So you let it leave way out of sight. Still, you got bits of this mucusy, awful shit clinging to you. You don't hear it anymore.
Like, I'll wait a little bit longer even.
Okay.
Try to clear the slime mucus webbing shit off myself.
It's pretty gross. Alright, what are you gonna do?
I'll follow after it.
Okay.
At a speed where I won't gain any ground on it.
Okay. You kind of creep your way along. You want to roll yourself? And hope it's better than 7?
Fucker.
So you trail along in this tunnel, hearing minute sounds here and there. The creak of earth, scrape of stone. The tunnel seems to be a little more active this far down.
But it's still just this straight, solid path.
As far as you can tell, it's still a straight, solid path.
Am I seeing any more of these non-plugged up
Mm-mm,
passages leading off? Okay.
not so far. Your passive perception is 10?
Yeah.
Okay. One second. I need to check on a... Wisdom save, please. Good job.
Thanks.
Good thing you're a paladin.
Yeah.
So, as you are creeping along the tunnels, you feel a spell effect wash over you. Your legs kind of go numb, your fingers sort of go numb, stiffen up, but you manage to shake it off.
Okay, well, I have been noticed, apparently. I'm gonna take some advice from Gayle for once, and I'm gonna turn and fucking run.
Okay. So you start running in the opposite direction, and go ahead and roll initiative real quick. Okay. As you run down the tunnel, all right, you come into view of a cowled dwarf. You can see the beard sort of hanging below, resting on the dark robes. Its hands are out, palms splayed. In the darkness, you can see the intricate sort of henna-style tattoos that phosphoresce in the darkness. You can't get past him.
Turn around, run after the grub, I guess.
Okay, that's your turn. I mean,
Oh wait,
you have first initiative, so
do I have first initiative?
you have yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna I'll draw my sword and attack him then.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can spend your movement and be within melee. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna just hit him with a, well, assuming I hit him first. I have a grapple gun. Why have I been using fucking vines and shit?
I don't know.
Okay, that's a miss.
Yeah, that's a miss, unfortunately. I am
gonna
sorry to say.
hit again.
Okay.
Come on, Xylund. Come on, don't be a fucking... Oh my god.
That is also a miss, unfortunately.
Shit.
I am sorry. Okay. I need to do
Oh wait.
Hmm.
Damn it. I don't think I can do it. Oops. Yeah, as my bonus action, I would like to cast Magic Weapon on my sword.
Okay. Okay. So just +1. All right.
2 attack rolls, and so that probably still misses. And I said it afterwards anyway, so...
Well,
now it's magic.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we are going to do one of my favorite spells as soon as I find it. Make sure I do it correctly, since I don't usually play spellcasters.
The Xanathar's Bouquet of Freshness.
No.
It gives me a nice bouquet of flowers.
No.
Sends me on my merry way.
No.
We don't get many visitors down here. It's so nice to see you. Sorry my worm pooped on you. No, it's no problem, friend.
Okay, 5d8.
Glad we got this chance to heal the cultural divide between us.
Okay, so I'm going to use a dice roller for this because I don't have that many d8. Okay. Xylund, you are asleep.
I have 66 hit points.
Mm-hmm. Unconscious until the spell ends. The sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake you awake. You get knocked out. But you're sleeping peacefully.
That was a cheap move. Stupid Catharos wizard.
Catharos wizards are the best wizards, though. So you drift off to sleep. And that is where we will leave off for today's adventure.
God fucking damn it. Xylund, you done fucked up. You incompetent boob.